Out to our sponsor for the high school pregame show right here on SFCN, to Salem Chevron and Burger King.
Gonna throw, pressure comes, steps up, gonna step away, got a man wide open down the sidelines, it's caught, that's gonna be a Spanish Fork touchdown, a 51-yard strike, it's 12-0 Spanish Fork.
Sponsors for this broadcast are The Car Guys, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Two Jacks Pizza, Triple T, and SFCN.
School where the Dons are back at home for another week as the visiting Wasatch Wasps come into town. That's a tongue twister that I'm going to try to make sure I get right, as it's great to be with everybody. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst and our entire Spanish Fork 17 team here, and we're set, ready to go for football. Spanish Fork and Wasatch, the Wasps coming in second place right now in Region 8, and they're looking to have an opportunity to maybe finalize tonight, Chris, their spot for in the state playoffs.
They are, but the Dons are looking to even the standings here and getting a tie with Wasatch for second place as well.
James Daw with the line drive kickoff. Wasatch going to get the return out across the 25 and hit about the 27-yard line, and the Wasps are going to get their first possession. And Chris, they're led by a quarterback in Garrett Davis, who does a little bit of everything. He's going to throw it tonight, but he's also the leading rusher for Wasatch.
Yeah, it's same with Spanish Fork, where we're going to see Kiesel is probably the number one running threat. I can't talk yet, Ryan. I apologize. But yeah, Garrett Davis, he's not afraid to take the ball down and look for some yards on the ground.
Davis is there from shotgun. He's got Cade Trowbridge right to his left. And the deep back on 1st and 10 is Hayden Richards. Trowbridge now heads out into the back, and they're going to give it right up the middle to Richards. Richards is going to go ahead to around the 30-yard line, pick up around 3 on 1st down. And it's kind of interesting because it's kind of running back by committee for Wasatch. We're going to see a little bit of Hayden Richards. We're going to see a little bit also of
Jake Davis,
and also number 41, Richie Haywood. So we're going to see a number of different guys tonight for Wasatch carry the ball out of the backfield. Here on 2nd down and 7, Davis back to throw for the first time, throws that complete. That's Pennington out across the 40-yard line to the 42. That's a 1st down, Wasatch.
And if you're Spanish Fork, you got to keep Wasatch out of field goal range. They have the state leader in field goal makes, career leader and season leader. He had 5 field goals last week as well, and so they've got to, essentially keep them out of field goal range, because once they pass the 30-35, they're pretty much golden for 3 points.
Trowbridge in motion once again. He's going to get the call on the sweep, gets outside, but right there is Apui. A spin move there by Trowbridge, and he's going to end up getting, as he gets out across to the 45-yard line, picks up around 3. And one thing we'll kind of see, as I'm sure we'll see Skylar Southam sometime tonight, he was also named to the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, which is a big kind of national high school, all-star event around the first of the year.
Yeah, and sorry, Utah fans, he's heading to BYU next year as he's committed there.
2nd down and 7 here. Hayden Richards now goes out of the backfield, and here's Davis on his first keeper of the night. He makes a move up across the 50, but then he's pulled down in the secondary. A good tackle there. It looked like Landon Jensen once again getting in there to make the shoestring tackle.
I believe Landon Jensen's made every tackle so far. He's been all over the field. Big 3rd down here for Spanish Fork, and Wasatch might be thinking 2 plays. Maybe they might go play action here on this play.
They did a lot of play action in the warm-ups here earlier this evening here from Spanish Fork High School. Thank you for tuning in on this Wednesday night of football here. Here's Davis outside. He's going to have the 1st down and more. He's just going to get out of bounds at around the 41-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down, and that's something we don't see from a lot of quarterbacks. He maybe had 5 or 6 more yards, but he would have taken the hit. Garrett Davis there does the right thing, as we'll see here on the Car Guys instant replay, for a quarterback to not take the hit and say, okay, I got the 1st down, let's just get out of bounds.
Yeah, that's smart. He's preserving himself for the fourth quarter. It's going to be a long game. Both teams need this game for playoff and playoff seeding purposes, so it's going to be an intense battle.
We're going to throw the screen pass. That's out to Trowbridge. Trowbridge gets to the 35-yard line as getting there to make the stop for Spanish Fort. Looks like number 22, Stetson Smith, getting there to make the stop.
And it's senior night, and Stetson Smith's one of the fine seniors on the Spanish Fort Dons tonight, as this will be their last chance unless they can find a way to get a home game in the playoffs here, play in front of their home crowd. 2nd down and 4, kind of a not really a jumbo package, but now more of a package right up the middle here. Here's the give. Looks like that was number 20, and that's going to be Skylar Southam got the carry. 29, sorry, that's Jake Davis on the carry. And it's met by number 53, Tino Lulua.
So right there, we've seen now 3 or 4 different backs for Wasatch. As Chris, that's not really, I don't want to say a jumbo package, because they typically start Trowbridge and they send him out in a more of a pistol formation. How would you describe this?
They've got a tight end in there and 2 running backs, so it's about as jumbo as it gets anymore.
Davis going to throw that one out. He completes it out into the flat. That is complete to Trowbridge, who's inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. And Wasatch, once again, has just moved the ball right down the field. And nothing really too flashy by Wasatch, just kind of playing power football. Yeah. And right now it's working pretty well for them.
It is. It's a simple offense they've been running. They've been opening up with a run that's led to some play action, and it's worked well for them as they're just moving the ball down the field on the Dons, and they're definitely in field goal range.
8:23 to go, first quarter. Wasatch on the first possession of the game. Here's Davis, throws a screen pass out to Trowbridge. He gets past Apui for a second, but then Apui and company able to get there to make the stop. Mace Funa, Landon Jensen quickly got there to kind of help solidify that tackle.
Yeah, it was a great open field tackle, though, by number 27, Apua. And so that's the thing. If you're Spanish Fort, Wasatch has been using all 53 yards width of the field here, so you got to stay in your zone, you got to stay disciplined, and that's going to prevent some of those big plays that Wasatch has had on this drive, and that's a great stop by the Dons on first down.
A loss of 1 here. Davis back to throw. He's going to look over the middle on the slant. He's got it inside the 5, close to the end zone, didn't get in, but there was number 11. That's Nick Piscatelli. We'll see him on both sides of the ball tonight, but Piscatelli just runs a simple slant to the middle of the field there, and for a team that doesn't really throw the ball a ton, this has been a very effective drive for Garrett Davis in the offense.
It has. The Dons haven't had an answer. They've only probably had 1 or 2 plays that have been negative. Other than that, Wasatch has moved the ball at will, and I imagine they'll line up here and just pound it in on first down.
Once again, kind of that jumbo package and giving it right up the middle. Here's Davis, who walks it in for the touchdown. And there's looks like whistles, and I think there might be a flag on the play. So we'll see if this one actually does hold. An illegal procedure against Wasatch, so that's going to take that touchdown off the board. It'll also move them back 5 yards. And Chris, that's not the way. We've seen at times this year, the games that we've done, where penalties have been a big thing, and right there, you had an easy touchdown just taken off the board because of an illegal procedure.
Yeah, if you can limit your penalties, limit your turnovers, especially at the high school level, you have a significantly better chance of winning the games. We've seen Spanish Fort this season get themselves into some monster 2nd and 35s, 39s. So the key is not to have penalties, especially back-to-back penalties. We'll see if Wasatch can clean it up.
Strobridge and Jake Davis the back. Garrett Davis now brings Jake Davis to his right. Here's the gift. Trowbridge up the middle, inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line, maybe the 3, and he'll get a couple of yards there and bring up 2nd down and goal for Wasatch.
And Landon Jensen comes up big with another tackle. He's had at least 4 tackles on this drive so far. He's been coming up from his middle linebacker position and just plugging holes.
6:54, first quarter. Wasatch 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Dons look like they're going to overload the front. And here's the give right up the middle. Davis pulls it on the play action. The throw is complete for a touchdown. There's Trowbridge, and Wasatch is on the board with 6:42 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, great job, great play call. They really are mixing things up, confusing the Dons defense. They've ran the ball well, which has opened up play action pass, and they've thrown it to a variety of wide receivers. And that was a simple play where Imu Apu could not get there in time, and Wasatch takes an early 6-0 lead.
Skylar Southam set to line up the point after touchdown. Waiting the snap here, and the snap is down, kick is up, and
wow,
that's a powerful kick that's up and through. I think that one almost cleared the fence behind the field here out towards the grass area back behind the stadium, but it's 7-0 Wasatch.
I have not seen a kick like that on an extra point in high school in a long time.
And I mean, Tanner Dayton over at Maple Mountain has a very strong leg, but this is
does.
probably, and that's the thing, he's probably one of the best kickers that I've seen at the high school level, and Southam there cleared that
Well, the other
a
thing
lot
is
further than Tanner Dayton was.
Dayton gets the ball, doesn't get the ball up in the air. The trajectory of that ball, I mean, went a long ways, but it was very high. There was no chance that ball was going to get blocked once it left his foot. So, but now it's time for the Dons to see if they can answer. And Kiesel was out last week, so it'll be interesting he had a concussion, we've been told. I don't know if we can say that due to the HIPAA acts, but that's what we've been told. So it's, I'm curious to see how he reacts tonight after getting his bell run a little bit a couple weeks ago.
Leo Saili standing back at his goal line. Southam has the ball teed up on the 40-yard line. We're set, ready to go. I would imagine this one might be head to the end zone, and that kick is deep, and Saili is going to watch it hit about 5 yards deep into the end zone, and that's one thing, Chris, you and I talked about before the game. I don't know if I'm Leo Saili tonight, how many times I'm really expecting to have a kick return.
Yeah, but you got to be back there so they respect it. Otherwise, you'll leave yourself open to onside kicks, trick plays. We saw Spanish Fort try and do it against Uintah, and it nearly worked to perfection.
So we do want to thank Two Jacks Pizza for helping make this broadcast possible tonight here on Spanish Fork 17. Been a great sponsor throughout the football season here on Spanish Fork 17. So 7-0 Wasatch, as now Nate Kiesel from shotgun with 5 wide receivers. He's going to go play action. He's going to throw it down the middle. Braden Christensen wide open as he goes down to the turf and is able to pick the ball just right up before it hit the turf, and that's a first down. And boy, if Kiesel leads Christensen there, Christensen's got plenty of green in front of him.
Well, that was a creative play call. They had 4 guys to the far side of the field, got all of the Wasatch defenders going that way, and they were able to throw a little pattern to the tight end as it looks like Wasatch jumps offside.
And this is going to be interesting to see, because I'm interested to see if this is a defensive battle or if this is just offense is going down the floor. If it's an offensive battle, you have to think it might favor Wasatch, because that Springville Spanish Fork offense has had a hard time at times keeping up with other teams.
Yeah, they have, but the defense is held tough. I know they've given up 7 points early. They did that against Springville. They were able to regroup, so I wouldn't lose any hope yet. But if it's a shootout, Wasatch does have the advantage.
The senior Salofa Funa gets his first carry of the night. Funa is going to go ahead and get about maybe a yard and a half on first down. Brings up about 2nd and 3, maybe 2nd and 4 coming up here. As I would think Salofa Funa would probably get quite a few carries tonight, his final home game here at Spanish Fork High School.
Yeah, that would be great. But one of the Achilles heels for this Spanish Fork team has been running the ball with a traditional running back. It just hasn't happened very much this season.
3 receivers on the play. Here's the give up the middle. Salofa Funa trying to get outside, cuts it out back up in the middle, and gets a couple of more yards out to the 44-yard line. Going to set up a 3rd and about 1 coming up here.
Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 2. They were aided by the 5-yard penalty there, so they haven't really done much on the ground. I wonder if they go back to the air this time. And you know, even worst case scenario, if Kiesel scrambles around, he's able to get that first down marker all the time.
3rd down and 2 coming up. Ball on the 44-yard line. Spanish Fork going to spread the field here. 4 wide receivers. The single back is Landon Jensen. Jensen moves right to the right of Nate Kiesel. Here's the give right up the middle. Jensen's not going to get it. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit before. And right there, Wasatch showing up front that they're a very tough defensive team. And a quick, almost a 3-and-out for Spanish Fork. They did pick up the 1 first down, but that's going to bring on Way Stanton upon, as we see here on the Car Guys Instant Replay. Just nothing going on from the start there for Landon Jensen.
They been unable to run the ball against a variety of teams, and that looks like that might continue tonight.
Way Stanton on to punt as he does the rugby-style kick, end-over-end kick. Returned and fair caught at about the 20-yard line. It's number 13, and that's Hayden Richards back on the return.
And we'd like to thank Triple T here for sponsoring this game as well. They can take care of all of your heating and cooling needs. So if you're Spanish Fork here, Ryan, you have got to get a stop. If you fall behind 14-0 early in this ball game, they have struggled to play catch-up. So it's going to be critical for Landon Jensen and the defense to see if they can get a stop. But Wasatch has done a great job with their play calling, keeping Spanish Fork on their heels.
Well, it's going to be interesting, too, because with how much Wasatch runs the ball, you don't want to dig yourself in too big of a gap. Here's the give right up the middle. Hayden Richards gets outside. He's got the 30, and that's going to be close to another first down. And it's going to be a first down for Wasatch as he gets the 31-yard line. And right there, just a big hole for Hayden Richards on first down. And it's kind of interesting because that offensive line for Wasatch is just getting a great push right now against that Spanish Fork defensive line.
Well, look how big those dudes are. They're some big boys, as we could see on that shot earlier. They seem to be a little bigger than Spanish Fork up front.
Richards looks like he almost jumped early. Sorry, that's Haywood on the carry, and Haywood gets a yard or two. Haywood looked like when he was set, he started a little bit before that ball got snapped, but
must have been perfect timing. As Wasatch is using this no-huddle offense, they've got those cool little signs that everybody's got.
They also have like electronic kind of a numbers thing as well. You can kind of see being held up kind of right there.
Right,
you can see a flash up.
6:32.
Second down and 8. Davis drops back to pass with some time looking for the slant route. Tanner Argyle comes in, almost intercepts it, but knocks it away as they were looking once again for Spencer Pennington. That's a similar play that set up the touchdown on the slant to Nick Piscatelli. Right there, Tanner Argyle just jumps right in front of it and knocks it down.
Yeah, and this Don's defense have been ball hawks all season as Tanner Argyle breaks up the pass. They have 15 INTs coming into this game.
So third down and 8, 3:37 to go. First quarter, 7-0 Wasatch. Garrett Davis ready to throw. He's got some time looking down the field over the middle. That ball tipped, almost intercepted by Saloka Funa. That one goes incomplete, bringing up fourth down and 8. And the Spanish Fork defense gets a huge stop right there. And now they're going to get an opportunity to get the ball back.
Yeah, they only gave up one first down on that drive, and they'll get off the field quickly and hopefully get the offense back out there to sustain a drive. But you can't, if you're the Dons, you got to pick up a couple first downs on your next possession because you can't have your defense on the field all night long.
Skylar Southam back to punt, standing on his own 18-yard line. Argyle and Way Stanton back deep. Here's the punt. It's going to go and bounce it around the 30 and just keep rolling, and it is going to die at around the 20-yard line. A great punt from Skylar Southam, showing he can more than kick. We're going to see him punt tonight and also play safety on the defensive side. But now, Chris, you have that offense. They've had one possession. You saw a lot of heavy run up the middle, and now the question is which player can step up and have an opportunity to make a play. This is when you're looking for an MVP, just like we have MVP Sports, who are able to give us the opportunity to, at the end of tonight's game, announce an MVP of the game. We thank MVP Sports for helping make the MVP of the game possible. So first down and 10, ball on the 20-yard line for Spanish Fork. And they're going to go three-step drop. Kiesel steps up now. He's going to keep it, and he's going to go down back around the 18-yard line as getting in there on the stop was number 80, Kaiser McPhee, a 6'4", 210-pound defensive end. And this is a team that's big up front if you're Wasatch. And so this might not be a night where you're going to be able to run up the middle. You might have to open up Kiesel with his arm.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to be creative. On that first play of the game, they were really creative and had 4 wides. I think they need to, go to their bag of tricks and see what they can come up with to get some first downs here and at least try and flip the field to where Wasatch has to drive the length of it.
2:44 to go, first quarter, 7-0 Wasatch as Kiesel steps back to throw. Throws the slant, that one incomplete, looking for Jackson Higginson, and that one just barely kind of falling, hitting the turf right as Higginson went to catch it.
Jackson Higginson's more of a deep threat. We've seen him get behind the defense a ton this season. I wonder if now might be the time to try and go to him deeper. Isaac Pendleton is his 3rd and 12.
Carson Mahoney, the cornerback, the multi-sport athlete for Wasatch, to the top of your screen. has been drawing that matchup pretty heavily on Jackson Higginson. Isaac Pendleton to the bottom of your screen, guarded by Nick Piscatella. 3 wide receivers. Kiesel is going to roll out as he looks down the field. Has some time, throws back across the middle, completes the pass. It's going to be close to the marker, and it's going to be close there. Tanner Argyle made the catch.
Oh, they're moving the marker.
And it's going to be a first down for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, great job of finding the first down marker and barely getting past it. I thought number 13 that time, Hayden Richards, had stopped him, but barely gets that extra yard he needed to move the chains that time.
1st and 10, ball on the Spanish Fork 31-yard line. They're going to spread the field here as it looks like a flag flies. And we'll see here from where it came in, probably a procedure call, I would think, here against Spanish Fork. Spanish Fork wearing the red tops and white pants, Wasatch in the white and yellow. As we get in a false start, it looks like, if I read the lips of our head referee correctly there. That's going against Spanish Fork, so that will move it back 5 yards and bring up a 1st and about 15.
Do you remember the last time these two teams met? It was in that play-in game where Spanish Fork played in the first half and rolled Wasatch 21-0 before we had the fumble heard round the world, or at least around town.
That was a very interesting day for sure. And I mean, you talk about how big of a game this was, and even looking back at that matchup, Chris, you and I were there to watch it, but it was really interesting to see. Wasatch had a lot of fight. They have a lot of these juniors are now seniors on this team. That one's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Tanner Argyle there in the flat. A lot of these guys playing tonight for Wasatch were, juniors and sophomores on this team. And you even look at this team going forward, looking down Wasatch's roster. They have a lot of sophomores and juniors getting varsity time right now. This is a program that's on the rise.
Yeah, they're on the rise, and they showed Maple Mountain, the crosstown rivals, Spanish Fork, just how good they are. How good they are as they won 22-7 last week and knocked out Jaron Hall, unfortunately.
Maple Mountain is back at home at Maple Mountain, taking on Pace, and that game also over on Spanish Fork 16, as Kiesel throws that one incomplete towards the sideline to Jackson Higginson. And that one there it didn't even look like the throw was accurate. It looked like it was offline from the get-go. And that brings up 3rd and 15. And these are the situations you can't be in tonight for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, they had that drop earlier by Tanner Argyle. That was huge. You got to help your quarterback out. But Kiesel is struggling a little bit with accuracy issues. And, he hasn't probably played or really thrown a whole lot in the last 10 days as he missed last week's game.
So a big 3rd and 15. Spanish Fork needs the 41-yard line. Skylar Southam just playing back. The corners are going to back off. Here's Kiesel on the keeper. He's going to get a few out to the 29-yard line, maybe 4 if he's lucky. Gets to the 29. That brings up a 4th down, and Spanish Fork's going to have to punt.
And great job by Wasatch as they hold Spanish Fork to just 1 first down on that drive. Felt a lot like the same drive they had at the start of the game.
Way Stanton back to punt for Spanish Fork. It's going to be Richards back deep to receive for Wasatch. Richards is going to quickly call fair catch, and fair catch it kind of high up on his chest right there. That was Spencer Pennington actually back deep, not Hayden Richards. And that's a dangerous idea for a return man to try to catch it up here, because if he catches it up here, it's easy to bobble compared if you kind of catch it down in the breadbasket, a lot easier to control.
Yeah, it's hard when you're moving to catch a ball, that's for sure. The one thing, though, is if you do come up and catch it, he probably saved him 20 yards. But there is that high risk of having a turnover, so it's risk versus reward, and he was rewarded that time as Wasatch starts out at their own 45, and they're almost at field goal range here.
8-0 Springville over Salem, and Maple Mountain up on Payson 7-0 last time I heard. So a couple of scores here will keep you up to date on through the night. Here's Hayden Richards. He gets outside. He's loose at the 30. He's going to get tripped up at around the 26-yard line. No flags. And Hayden Richards was one guy away from taking that one the distance. First down, Wasatch.
Yeah, touchdown saving tackle by Bryce Larson that time. Clear downfield. If he breaks that tackle, Wasatch has got themselves a 2-touchdown lead here.
I saw that electronic scoreboard thing pop up over on the Wasatch side. I'm like, what's that light flashing on the other side of the field?
It's the aliens.
First down and 10. Ball on the 25. Here's the rollout. Davis back to throw. Throws over the middle, trying to get it in there, and it looks like he completed it. Is it intercepted? No, it's completed it to Trowbridge, who gets inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. First and goal, Wasatch, and the Wasps are moving the ball here early on against Spanish Fork.
Spanish Fork has had little answers to this Wasatch attack, but Wasatch has been very balanced. They've been throwing the ball well, they've been running it well, which is a great combination because they're keeping Spanish Fork back on their heels.
Opportunity maybe to watch the slant here to the bottom of your screen. Lots of green there. Here's the give up the middle, and that's Trowbridge. And sorry, no, that's Richards who's going to get hit and brought down for, I think he's going to lose about 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 2nd 10.
Yeah, great tackle by
Tukuwafu.
Tukuwafu, sorry.
Hey, I got you, Chris.
It's only Wednesday. I'm not ready with the names till Friday. Tukuwafu's had a great season for the Dons playing defensive end this year.
2nd down and 10. 24 seconds to go, first quarter. 7-0 Wasatch. Here's the give up the middle. It's Richards. Can he get in? He's going to be short. He's going to be down to about the 2-yard line, and we'll see if Wasatch will get one more play. I don't think they're going to. But we'll see here. They still have 8 seconds left.
That takes it clear down to the 2-yard line, and it looks like we'll make a 95-yard transition and go down to the other side.
So at the end of the first quarter here from Spanish Fork High School, it's the visiting Wasatch Wasps 7, the Spanish Fork Don 0. You're watching high school football here on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
Start of the second quarter here on the Spanish Fork Community Network as Spanish Fork Dons are at home tonight for the Wasatch Wasps. Thank you for tuning in on a Wednesday night of high school football here on Spanish Fork 17. As we get ready here, we want to thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. The Car Guys for sponsoring the Car Guys Instant Replay. Lance Wilson from State Farm, MVP Sports, Two Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And of course, our friends here at Spanish Fork Community Network, where right now we have 2 games on tonight. The game here, where Wasatch is third and goal, and Maple Mountain is leading Payson 10-0. Hayden Richards goes across, touchdown Wasatch, and it takes 5 seconds into the second quarter. And that's Garrett Davis. That one was such a good keeper that had me going. Garrett Davis in for 3.
Yeah, Garrett Davis with the 3-yard run. I actually wrote down on my notes that Richards had the touchdown. I didn't see him go off to the side and keep that, but wow, he looks like a magician with that ball, as I thought he handed it off, as well as every Spanish Fork defender out there.
I watched Marcus Mariota do that for 3 years at Oregon, and I thought for sure I wouldn't get fooled, but Garrett Davis fooled me there. Here comes the extra point for Southam. The kick is up, and it is well through the uprights.
Ooh, I'm glad I didn't park out there.
As that one, it looks like cleared the fence and may have went onto Center Street here in Spanish Fork. But with 11:55 to go in the second quarter, it's Wasatch 14, Spanish Fork 0. And Chris, this is really a big drive, I think, for Spanish Fork. Their offense has struggled, but now they have to get something on the board. That defense has been out there way too much in the first quarter.
And I think it needs to come from Kiesel. I think Kiesel needs to take a deep breath, needs to relax a little bit, and he needs to, he's been very inaccurate in that first quarter. I think he just needs to calm down, play his game, and get back on track. And I think the Dons will be fine, but you can't fall down by 3 or 4 scores or it's going to be all over.
And so definitely here, as we get ready to go, kickoff will be set. Skylar Southam set to put a foot into it at the 40. Leo Saili standing back at the goal line, and that kick goes deep. And Saili's just going to stand there and just go, well, all right, go back over the sideline. Southam put that one completely out of the field. And now it's going to bring up a first down.
Southam might want to kick it to him. He looked like he wasn't even really paying that close of attention, Saili, that time, but...
So, I mean, if you're Spanish Fork, Chris, we're going to put on your offensive coordinator hat here. What are you setting up? What are you trying to do?
I'm going to go fast, and I'm going to go through the air, see if I can't change the tempo. The risk of doing that, though, is you go 3 and out in a hurry, and then you put your defense right back on the field with bad field position.
3 wide receivers ready to go on first down. Landon Jensen, the back to the left, and Nate Kiesel. Kiesel back to throw, throws that one out. That's going to be complete, and that's going to be about 5 or 6 for Tanner Argyle. Argyle's seen more and more time at wide receiver as the season goes on, and getting out to, looks like, the 26-yard line. Nice six-yard pickup on first down.
Yeah, and I think they just need to go with those short passes, and it'll open up the run game, and it'll open it up the deep passing game as Wasatch starts to creep up to shut those down.
Second down and 4 from the 26-yard line. Single back set once again. They're going to go with 4 wide receivers on the play. Kiesel is going to give it right up the middle. Here's Landon Jensen. He's moving those legs forward, trying to get closer and closer to the first down. He's going to keep driving, and he's going to have a first down for Spanish Fork out across the 30-yard line to the 32.
Yeah, great job by Jensen that time. Now he plays middle linebacker, and Salofa Foon is the other running back that runs hard. So you can't play those guys the entire game. You got to give them a little rest, but great intensity by Jensen as he gets the ball. And that, I think that's the first run Spanish Fork's had that's went more than 3 or 4 yards.
So we'll see here if that sets up. We're slowly starting to see, Southam's back there just kind of playing center field as he now drops back to almost the 50. Here's the give outside. Landon Jensen trying to get the corner. Can he get there? He's going to get the 40-yard line, and he's going to come pretty close, maybe a yard shy of the first down marker. And they're still they're going to give him all the way to the 43 and a first down. I did not think he got all the way there, but a great outside seal block there. That's a first down.
Yeah, and if you can get that corner, you get that extra couple yards. Let's see where he goes out here, though, on the Car Guys instant replay, because I think you're right. They gave him.
It sure looks like that back foot goes around the 42-yard line.
Yeah, it was about right. They gave him maybe an extra yard, but that would have picked up the first down anyways.
Hey, no complaints. Extra yards, always good, but there's a reason why I'm up here and not an official on the field, Chris. First down and 10. Kiesel throws that one. Here's Salofa Funa down the slot. Funes gets across the 50 to the 48-yard line, and he was one guy away there from breaking that one for probably about 20 or 30 more.
And Pichitelli was smart that time on the tackle. He went low. If he would have went high, Salofa Funa would probably still be running right now. But it makes me nervous when they hit like that at the knees.
The pace of the game for Spanish Fork really starting to pick up. Southam, once again, Chris, playing like 15 to 20 yards just off the ball. You can't even see him in the picture. He's around the 35-yard line, just kind of playing center field out there.
He's got 4 picks on the season, and looks like they're just keeping him back deep as a deep safety.
Kiesel takes the direct snap, fights his way down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. And Kiesel here, and it looks like there's a flag back at the 46-yard line. It's going to be a hold here this time, and that'll negate a huge play. And the Dons have been struggling. They cannot have these holding penalties that they've suffered all season. Those are drive killers, and right there, it's going to be holding against the Dons with 10-11 to go here.
It's a spot foul, so maybe it'll be about 1st and 17. We'll have to see where they mark it.
We do want to thank the Car Guys for their sponsoring the Car Guys Instant Replay here on Spanish Fork 17 all throughout our high school football season. They're always good. You always see those replays brought to you. You always see the Car Guys logo pop up. We thank the Car Guys here in Spanish Fork for helping make that possible here on Spanish Fork 17. So 1st and 18, Nate Kiesel takes the snap. He's going to throw it towards sideline, intercepted. Right there to make the interception was Parker Gordon at the 47-yard line, and the drive ends for Spanish Fork as that was just thrown kind of in a double coverage. And we'll see here on the Car Guys Instant Replay exactly what Nate Kiesel.
Gordon Parker just jumps that route that time. It was thrown a little behind Higginson. Either that or he didn't see Parker.
Kiesel looked like, too, there, that he looked that all the way in as well. So, it wasn't exactly difficult there, as you see on the Spanish Fork sideline. It's got to be hard sometimes to be an offensive coordinator going, what do we have to do to get something going?
Yeah, and I think they had the right idea. Landon Jensen ran the ball well that possession, but it's all for naught as they have a huge turnover.
So 1st and 10, Wasatch at the 47-yard line. Garrett Davis back to pass. Has some time looking down the middle. That pass intercepted. Here comes Devin Argyle on the return. And Spanish Fork says, okay, you can get an interception. We can get one right back. And the Dons are fired up with Argyle's interception.
And those are back-to-back bad passes. Let's just call it what it is. I don't know what he saw back there, but Argyle just was back in coverage. There was no Wasatch player around. It was way underthrown, and we got back-to-back turnovers. So Kiesel's interception's all for naught, and Dons have the ball about where they left off last time, 1st and 10.
And there's a Lance Wilson State Farm assist to the game there as the defense able to find a way to get the ball right back to the offense. And now an opportunity here for the Dons to get right back in business.
And Argyle hopefully will assist them to great field position that time as well.
Kiesel steps up, has some time, now steps up in the pocket, runs away from the pressure, and he's going to go down. He lost a yard, maybe a yard and a half, and that's been kind of the thing with Nate Kiesel this year. He's been more of a run-first quarterback, and it's just been kind of hard there. He looks downfield. I'm not sure if that was necessarily a coverage sack by Wasatch, but Kiesel just had nowhere to go.
Had nowhere to go downfield with it, and he is honestly the best running back Spanish Fork has. He doesn't look like it, but he's got some moves once he can break a tackle, and unfortunately that time Wasatch is tackling sure tonight, and he couldn't break a tackle.
Parker Gordon got in there on the sack for the Wasps. 2nd and 10, here's the give. Salofa Funa trying to get outside. He lowers the head at about the 46-yard line. Picks up around 6 on the play, brings up it's going to be a 3rd and about 4 coming up.
So this is a critical 3rd down here. You're probably in 4-down territory, so you might want to just try and get 2 yards on the next run, or obviously you want to pick it up here, Ryan, but your playbook's completely open on this 3rd and 4.
Definitely. I mean, I think you have to be in some idea here of a 2-down territory. You have to, I think, get something going here if you're Spanish Fork, and maybe roll the dice and somebody makes a big play. We'll see what the Dons come up with here. 3rd down and 4. Ball on the 46-yard line. Play action pass. Kiesel with some time. He's looking deep. He's got a man. That's Tanner Argyle who makes the play inside the 10. He brought it in with one hand, and once again, Devin Argyle with the Lance Wilson State Farm assist. Tanner Argyle makes the big play on the other side.
Yeah, huge play by the Argyle twins. I know they're not twins, but wow, they're stepping it up here as Spanish Fork needed some momentum.
That's a perfect ball thrown there by Kiesel. That's in one spot. Southam wasn't able to get there, and just a great job there beating Piscatelli.
And Argyle last week had a huge interception and followed it up with the touchdown catch. That was his first catch of the year, and now he has 3 on the season as he's had 2 tonight.
1st down and goal. Kiesel drops back to pass with some time. That ball's batted down at the line as he was hit immediately by number 21, Hunter Clark, getting there, and he hit Kiesel, but the ball gets batted down before. And now we see Mace Funa coming in. You have to kind of wonder if we're going to see some power football with Mace Funa blocking for Salofa Funa.
Yeah, the Funa brothers will probably line up in some sort of I formation here, as it looks like they're going to go with the old wishbone formation.
Wishbone, maybe a diamond look here. Saili, Funa, and Jensen, as it's going to be Jensen on the carry, and he gets it for the touchdown. With 8:04 to go before the end of the first half, landed Jensen from 6 yards out, and we'll see the PAT coming.
Yeah, great job by Spanish Fork mixing it up a little bit. And, you know, if I were them, I would go right back to that power run formation. They blew Wasatch off the line with those extra 2 running backs, and as we see here on the Car Guys instant replay.
The press box here is shaking as the students are excited here. James Daw on for the extra point. This kick is up, and it's good. And with 8:04 to go before halftime, Spanish Fork's back within 7. It's Wasatch 14, Spanish Fork 7. High school football here on a Wednesday night, Chris. As you know, I was at work today and I said to my coworkers, man, Friday came so fast, and they looked at me and they go, Ryan, it's Wednesday. And I'm like, oh.
It's Wednesday all day long. I don't know what to tell you there, Ryan, but I love these Wednesday games. We got fall break. Unfortunately, I get to go to work tomorrow, and tomorrow I will be mentally checked out because I'm so used to the pattern of coming to one of these great high school football games on Friday and then being done and having the weekend. But that's going to be a little challenging for me, but I love the atmosphere here tonight. It's a beautiful October night.
Over on Channel 16, Maple Mountain at home for their senior night, where the Payson Lions are in town. And right now, Maple Mountain leading that one 17-0 in the second quarter. Maple Mountain, Spanish Fork, and Wasatch all battling for playoff position. Well, and Salem Hills. There's kind of that short kind of pooch kick again over towards the sideline, but quickly falling on it for Wasatch is number 10. That's Nash Jones. right before Spanish Fork is able to get down there. We've seen that kind of back-to-back weeks. We're not really an onside kick, but not really the deep kick. They just try to kick it, hope they maybe run down there.
Well, if you can kick it to a spot where they're not at, then you can, sometimes get that onside kick and get the ball back for your offense. And that's almost happened 2 times. I bet we see that continue on this season.
We do want to thank 2 Jacks Pizza for helping make this broadcast possible. You can visit 2 Jacks Pizza here in Spanish Fork. 8:03 to go here before halftime. Here's Garrett Davis on the keeper. He's trying to get outside, and he's going to be ushered out of bounds right around the 30-yard line. So he's going to pick up around 5 on first down. And that's been effective tonight for Wasatch, that kind of read option with the quarterback.
Yeah, it's been very impressive as they've been able to get big chunks of yards. And if you pick up just 5 yards on first down, that's huge. That electric scoreboard we've talked about that flashes those numbers, that really does throw you off on these broadcasts as they've put up 2 numbers, but that's an effective way to call a play.
2nd down and 7. They officially give Davis 3 on first down. Here's the carry up the middle, and getting right there for maybe a gain of maybe a half a yard. That brings up 3rd down.
And this would be a huge stop if the Dons can stop Wasatch here. I imagine we'll probably see a pass. If they could get the ball back, they have all the momentum and go down and score, they could tie this thing up, and we got ourselves quite the Region 8 battle going on.
3rd down and 7. 7:30 to go before halftime, as Wasatch will have 1 receiver to the top, 1 receiver to the bottom of your screen. Here's the give. Davis drops back to pass, throws that one. That one's tipped by Salofa Funa, incomplete. I don't know there. If he doesn't tip that, I don't know. I think it's probably complete, but a couple of other Don defenders were right there, and that brings up a 4th down. And now the Spanish Fork defense comes up with a big stop, but now the offense has to make another play.
Right, but great job by the defense as they record their first 3 and out of the evening. Wasatch was unable to pick up a first down, and Spanish Fork will get the ball in decent field position.
Tanner Argyle and Way Stanton back deep in their own 38-yard line. Southam has a good foot on him, standing back in his own about 12-yard line. Here there comes the pressure, a good high punt. Fair catch called by Stanton, and he's going to make it at the 36-yard line. That has really good hang time right there. Allows plenty of time for Wasatch to get down and cover.
Hands in the air forever, and I lost that thing in the lights. I don't know how Stanton caught it, but he did a great job of catching that ball, not bobbling it and hanging on. And Spanish Fork's got really good field position for the first time themselves as they've got the ball up at the 38-yard line.
We do want to thank Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing here on Spanish Fork 17 for their sponsorship of high school athletics here on Spanish Fork 17, and MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, which will be named in the conclusion of our broadcast in the postgame show. Kiesel throws that one high, almost intercepted as Skylar Southam came diving in at the end, but it goes in and out of the hands
that time
of Piscatelli. And boy, I mean, that was a disaster waiting to happen there if you're Spanish Fork, but disaster averted.
Yeah, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but man, there was nobody in that general direction. I think there must have been a little miscommunication between Jensen that time Braden Christensen and Nate Kiesel.
2nd down and 10. 4 wide receivers coming on. Here's the give up the middle, Heredia, and he's gonna lose a yard. He's in fact gonna lose, and Wasatch saying he fumbled. They're pointing Wasatch ball, and we haven't heard an official call yet from the officials here, but Heredia lost at least a yard.
If it takes that long to decide, they've got to give the ball back to the offense.
And it's Wasatch football. The ball, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to catch that on the Car Guys instant replay. The ball coming out here, we'll see. As Heredia took the handoff, and
oh, he lost it early.
Yeah, he lost it, yeah. Wow, and a great job. Kaiser McPhee, the one who looks like comes away with the football for Wasatch. And now the Wasps in great field position at the Spanish Fork 35-yard line. Looking to try to cash in. Garrett Davis from shotgun. 2 receiver set has been pretty frequent on the night. Trowbridge in the backfield. Here's Hayden Richards, and Richards is going to get slowed up by Tukuafu, who's going to finally bring him down for about a 2-yard loss. Devin Argyle came sprinting in, but
now I'm a little selfish. I want him to move back about 5 yards. I want to see if Southam can make about a 58, 59-yard field goal from here.
Chris, I don't know how to say this kindly, but I don't think Wasatch wants 3.
Well, I know, but I said I want a little selfish. I want to see him attempt one from about that distance.
Second down and 17, 4 wide receivers on the play. Single back set. Davis going to throw the screen pass. They complete it. That's Strobridge at the 30-yard line. Makes the man miss. He's inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line as Cade Strobridge once again does a nice job just on that little bubble screen.
Great pass that time by Davis as he looks to his left, goes to his right, and he's not really looking down one receiver. He's doing a good job of looking at his first and second and possibly even third option before he releases the ball.
2 receivers, 1 each to the top and to the bottom of your screen. Trowbridge and Richards are the back. Here's the give, and Richards trying to get outside once again. Great pursuit by Spanish Fork as it looks like Tukuwafu Funa both in there on the stop.
Yeah, and I've been impressed with the Dons defense. They really struggled early on at stopping some of those runs, especially to the outside with their contain, but they've shored that up, and they've made Wasatch have to beat them through the air.
Second down and 10 coming up. Wasatch looking to try to move the chains once again inside the red zone. Here's the give right up the middle. Richards gets a big hole, a good kind of acceleration out the first, but he's only going to get about 5 on the play. I say only get about 5 because that's a very good pickup on second and 10.
Yeah, and he's a very quick back. He hits that hole so hard and so fast, Richards, that if there's just a little bit of a crease, he picked up 5 yards, and he drugged the Spanish Fork defensive tackle back with him 5 yards.
Third down and 5. Wasatch looking to try to convert. And goes in motion across the field. That is once again Trowbridge. Davis with some time looking for Trowbridge in the flat. He's got nowhere. He's going to get away from one at the 10 and get out of bounds. And he's going to have a first down at around the 6-yard line. First and goal, Wasatch. That's just a way to make something out of nothing there. And he just finds a way inside the 10.
Yeah, Salofa Funa runs up on Davis but is unable to tackle. I think he was going for the knockout blow. Sometimes you just need to make a tackle.
Right there, yeah, you could tell. He just goes right at him all the way, and he just couldn't quite get him. 4:43 to go, first down and goal. Wasatch, here's the give right up the middle, and Richards is going to get a couple on the carry. About 3 down to the 5-yard line. That's going to bring up a second goal.
And Wasatch has been very patient on this drive as they've just moved the ball in chunks. Try and get the right amount of yards on first down, second down, and stay on schedule. They've been doing an amazing job tonight.
Richards from the shotgun set, single back once again. Here's Davis. He pulls it on the play action, now being chased, throws. He finds a man, touchdown, Kaiser McPhee, and Wasatch is in the end zone.
And I believe it was Kaiser McPhee that came up with the fumble recovery on Sam Heredia. He's all over those 7 points as he gave Wasatch great field position and then gets the 6-yard touchdown catch.
So right there, I mean, that's just a great kind of throw to the sideline. That's just another great scramble, and Kaiser McPhee able to find his way into the end zone. Here's Skylar Southamont for the point after touchdown. Davis to hold. Snap is down, Southam's kick is up, it looks good, and it is good. And with 4:10 remaining before halftime, Wasatch once again extends their lead out to 2 touchdowns. It's Wasatch 21, Spanish Fork 7.
And if you're Spanish Fork, you don't need to panic. Last week they struggled a little bit in the first half against Uintah, and they came out on fire. But I think it would be very helpful if they went ahead and got some points before the half. But the worst case scenario is a turnover. They've already had 2 so far in this game, so that would be a bad, omen there. Anyways, we'd like to thank the car guys. It's our great sponsors here, including the car guys with the instant replay, Lance Wilson State Farm with the assist of the game, MVP Sports with the MVP player of the game, 2 Jacks Pizza, who always has wonderful pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. We'll take care of all your heating and cooling needs, and of course Spanish Fork Community Network, who makes this broadcast and the game on Channel 16 possible for all the great citizens of Spanish Fork.
What a great crew we have, making sure everything's getting set, ready to go as the kickoff is going to go deep and out of the end zone. That caught so much hang time, I lost it in the sky. That one goes through the end zone.
I think we're at the right level when we look up in this press box right at that light. I can't see it, and I've lost that last punt and that last kick.
You know, I'm thinking maybe, I mean, unfortunately, this is our last game at Spanish Fork, so maybe if we do Spanish Fork next year, Chris, maybe I need to invest in some eye block to kind of deaden the lights here. But it is great to be here at Spanish Fork High School. What a great home season it's been here at Spanish Fork. Some great games, and Spanish Fork trying to end their home season on a high note here. As flags fly here in the backfield, and I think this could potentially be to be a procedure call against Spanish Fork, so that's going to move them back 5 more. It's going to make it a 1st and 15 from their own 15-yard line.
And Spanish Fork really has struggled this season with the penalties. They've had a lot of them, and it's continuing again tonight.
Jackson Higginson, you see, has so far tonight has had a quiet night. As you saw him exit the field, Landon Jensen will come back in the ball game. There's Brooks Ringer back playing wide receiver after his stint last week at quarterback for the Dons.
Yeah, they took out a wide receiver, brought back in another running back. We'll probably see a running play.
Landon Jensen in. He's going to get the carry on first down. He's going to go ahead out to around the 21-yard line. Pick up around 6 on first down, and not bad to be in 1st and 15. Now you pick up 6. Now you're kind of back in 2nd 9, a much more manageable 2nd down for Jordan Smith and the Dons.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Jordan Smith, you might want to go to that power run game, because when they've brought in a fullback or 2 fullbacks, they're blowing Wasatch's defensive line off the ball, and they've gotten big pickups.
Wasatch definitely protecting against that deep ball, with Southam playing, just kind of playing the center field here, and both the corners are giving plenty of distance here to these receivers. Kiesel sets up the screen pass. They get it out to Salofa at the 25 to the 30. He's down the sideline, out of bounds, right around the 37-yard line. That's a 1st down, and that's actually opened up really well. Once again, we kind of saw Wasatch drop everybody, and that screen pass sets up really well.
Yeah, usually you run a screen pass to stop a blitzing team. Wasatch really hasn't been blitzing, but you're right. They dropped back far enough where that opened up that screen pass where they got that huge gain by Salofa that time.
3:22 left here in the 2nd quarter. Coming up at halftime, Ken Money, Sam Higginson down on the sideline. So stay tuned for that here at Spanish Fork High School. And motion up front as Spanish Fork looks like they jumped.
That's the left tackle that time. I did see it. I wonder if he jumped earlier on this drive as well.
Tanner Parker, the senior tackle, playing his final home game there, just kind of saw it, just kind of jumped, and then that sparks the penalty, and now you're back in a 1st and 15. So last time you were in 1st and 15, it worked out well. We'll see here if maybe you go 2 for 2 on the drive.
Yeah, sometimes you don't want to make a bad habit out of things like that, but we'll see if it does work out.
1st down at 15. Landon Jensen splits out into the slot. 5 wide receivers. Kiesel throw. Gets that one out to Jackson Higginson. 1-on-1. Higginson tries to make Piscatelli miss, and Piscatelli able to make the shoestring tackle. So a good pickup out across the 40 to the 42-yard line, and that's a nice gain to bring up a 2nd and around 5.
And that was, I think that motion might have confused Wasatch a little bit as they brought Jensen out. They were probably expecting him to get the ball. He ran a slant. Higginson just runs that little hitch pattern about 6-7 yards down, and they get a nice pickup there.
Well, Mahoney and Piscatelli, like you can see it now. I wish we had you can kind of see it in your screen. They're playing soft coverage. You can almost
12 yards off.
I wonder if you could just start throwing screen passes. Here's the option play to Jensen. He's going to have a 1st down across midfield to the 47-yard line. 1st down. You just kind of wonder if maybe you started going back to those hook routes that we saw early in the season to Isaac Pendleton, if that wouldn't force Wasatch up.
Yeah, they'll eventually have to come up, but I think they're playing a little prevent defense here at the end of the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything big, so they're going to let them have those short play passes and hope Kiesel makes a bad throw.
Kiesel's going to give it to Jensen here, it looks like. No,
sorry,
Funa. And Funa's going to lose about 4 on the play. He's going to go back to Wasatch side of the field at the 49-yard line. And Spanish Fork does have all 3 timeouts to kind of remember here with under 2 minutes to play.
But that was a great defensive play by Parker Gordon that time as he came blitzing and made sure he wrapped up Salofa, and that was a huge loss. You don't want to have 4-yard losses on a running play, that's for sure.
2nd down and 14. Once again, that soft coverage coming for Wasatch, and Kiesel's going to be thrown to the turf. A great pressure from Kaiser McPhee. We've seen him recover a fumble, catch a touchdown, and there he just throws down to the ground. Nate Kiesel.
It's Kaiser McPhee's world, and we're all just living in it tonight. Wow, what a performance by him early on for Wasatch.
And a great tackle there to bring down. Spanish Fort calls their first time out here as we get ready. And Chris, when you really take a look at it, how big is this drive getting ready with 1:31 to go? You're going to, I believe, Wasatch gets the ball to open the third. I can't remember if they had the ball.
Wasatch started out with the ball. No, you're right. Spanish Fort got one first down, then Wasatch came out
and so
scored a touchdown.
You really look at it, these next 91 seconds that are on the clock, a very important drive coming here. If you can get in the end zone, make it a one-score game, because potentially you could be, the next time you touch the ball, down 3 scores.
It's 3rd and 19. You don't have to pick it all up here. I would say you try and get at least a chunk of 10 to 15 yards, though.
Once again, Mahoney and Piscatelli, Southam playing about 30 yards off the ball. Ball back to pass. Kiesel's got the arm, throws over the middle behind his intended receiver there. That was Brooks Ringer, and the pass just goes in and out of his hands, and that's exactly the chunk you wanted there if you're Spanish Fork, but the pass goes incomplete.
Yeah, and if you're the Spanish Fork here, it's the right play to go ahead and punt. They have nothing going on. It's 4th and 19. And you just got to hope Wasatch doesn't put one more on the board before half, because that would really put this game almost out of reach.
Spencer Pennington back deep to receive. The high end over end kick, and Pennington calls for a fair catch at the 25-yard line. Has a good punt there from Way Stanton. But now you have 1:20 if you're Wasatch. You have a 2-touchdown lead. Are you content taking a 2-score lead, or are you playing for points here if you're Steve Coburn and Wasatch?
In my opinion, I would go ahead and just run the ball a little bit, and if you can break one, let's go ahead and try and get a touchdown. But at the same time, if had an interception, you don't want to give any more life to Spanish Fork here before the half.
So just a couple of notes. Maple Mountain leading Payson 24-0. You have Noel Anufe out for Maple Mountain, along now with Jaron Hall.
Wow.
And so
two big injuries.
2 more injuries, I believe, also in addition to those 2. So Maple Mountain getting banged up pretty quick there as they give on first down, goes right up the middle for a couple. I believe that was Haywood on the carry. And now with 1:06 to go, and that score was with about 1 minute to go in the half over crosstown at Maple Mountain.
I wonder if any of the other opposing coaches record those numbers, and maybe they can get them next year, as I saw 49-16 pop up as that play.
Here's the give right outside, out the middle, and going nowhere right there. Salofa Funa, Joseph Trujillo, and a couple other Dons getting in there on the stop with 42 seconds.
And Dons will use a timeout here.
And not a bad idea, because now you put Wasatch in this 3rd and long. That's a great pursuit there by Spanish Fork.
Yeah, Trujillo that time just was in that backfield so fast, and he hit that poor Wasatch kid so hard and threw him to the ground that it was a great effort by him to stop that play single-handedly.
And it's a big 3rd down and 8. I mean, you really take a look at it, it'd be easy to overlook the situation and say, well, 41 seconds, you're trailing by 2 scores, you know, you're going to go down, you're not going to have the lead at halftime. It'd be easy just to overlook it. But for Spanish Fork here, if they get a stop, they get the ball back, they can still stop the clock here on a 4th down. They have an opportunity with the ball. With Nate Kiesel's arm, we've seen Spanish Fork and Coach Jordan Smith be willing to take some shots at the end of halves.
Right, and at the end of this game, if the scores hold true to what they have been earlier, Wasatch, if they win this, would go 4-1 and would be in the driver's seat for that 2nd spot, and Spanish would probably drop a game and be tied with Salem Hills for that 4th spot.
They should have the tiebreaker with the Skyhawks, but that does mean a road playoff game. Davis being chased. He's going to try to take off for the first down. It's going to be close. He's going to go down about I think he's about a yard short.
They're marking him about a yard short. The stick's on the other side of the 35, and they mark him on, the north side there of the 35.
And timeout Spanish Fork with 31 seconds to go. That's their 2nd timeout of the half. So Spanish Fork can have an opportunity here, as we want to thank Lance Wilson State Farm for helping sponsor the Lance Wilson State Farm assist of the game. Pay attention throughout this bowl game for different plays that are key in a Spanish Fork victory tonight. We once again thank Lance Wilson State Farm for making that
for the great assist.
Yeah.
And we've seen a couple of great assists early on in this game, as we've seen a couple of big turnovers for Spanish Fork, especially Devin Argyle's interception. And Landon Jensen, he's been assisting people to the ground all night on defense, and also has the lone touchdown on a 6-yard run for Spanish Fork tonight.
4th and 1. We'll see Skylar Southam probably put a foot into it. I would doubt we would see anything flashy here from Wasatch, like a fake, but Southam will put a foot into it. Good pressure coming from Spanish Fork. Coming up, it's going to be Way Stanton elects to return it, and he's hit immediately by number 22, Matt Cook, and special teams coverage, able to make the stop. And now you got 25 seconds, Chris. You got 1 timeout. You have to think with the way you were using timeouts that you're giving your offense an opportunity to score.
Yeah, they're here to win. I imagine they'll let Kiesel throw it deep. Jackson Higginson has been the deep threat. I would look for him. If I were Wasatch, I'd put 2 guys on him.
Mahoney Episcatelli once again, and this is, I agree with it in this situation, playing this soft makes Spanish Fork throw down the field.
Maybe
they're playing 20 yards off the ball.
And throw it.
Here's Salofa Fuda. He's
got to get out of
the
bounds.
Screen, and he's brought down around the 40-yard line. But Chris, like you said, the key thing there, great contained by Wasatch, not letting him get out of bounds. And now 19.4 decision time coming here for Jordan Smith. They won't stop the clock with a timeout.
And they're going to wait by the ball for a minute.
Clock running, 12 seconds. We're now down to 10. 3 receivers. Kiesel back to throw with some time. Looking down the middle. He's got Higginson. That's going to be pretty close to a marker.
You got to call a timeout here.
And with 4.6, now I think you're probably just going to take a shot to the end zone with 4.6 to go. But there's a nice pickup with Higginson. I'm surprised with how soft they're playing that we're not seeing more of those. Yeah, just go 10 yards and boom.
They've got to hurry. They're going to start the clock here.
4.6 seconds. Kiesel directing traffic. I'm really surprised
they haven't started the clock.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not Rick.
I guess you're going to say that Higginson got out of bounds.
Well, that wasn't the case.
3 receivers to the top of your screen. Final play of the quarter. Kiesel being chased around. He's going to go to the end zone. He's looking for Higginson in triple coverage, and it's batted away, incomplete. He was taking a shot there. I don't see any flags down or anything, and we're heading to the halftime here on Spanish Fork 17. So the Wasatch Wasps get a couple of touchdown passes from Garrett Davis in the first half. Landon Jensen with a lone score for the Dons. At the end of the first half, we have a 21-7 lead for the Wasatch Wasps as we get ready to send it down to the sideline to Kent Money and Sam Higginson. And we're after the break coming up here on Spanish Fork 17.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Here at halftime at Spanish Fork as the cheerleaders are out here on their senior night too. The final time that these cheerleaders will cheer at home here at Spanish Fork High School. And on senior night right now, the Dons trail 21-7 at the half. And definitely a big situation here, Chris, for you to regroup if you're Coach Jordan Smith. A chance to go in there and say, hey, guys, this is senior night. Chris, you played high school football. Senior night's a big moment for those kids.
It's a huge moment. It's the last time a lot of these kids will be able to put their pads on at home in front of the home crowd, so I imagine they'll fight till the bitter end tonight. They just need to make a couple adjustments. They've been real close here so far, and they've been able to stop Wasatch for the most part. It's the offense that needs to get back online here, and I think Kiesel, he's calmed down a little bit. He had some nerves going on early, had some very errant passes, but I think the Dons can make a run here in the second half.
So it's definitely going to be interesting. Let's send it now down to our friends on the sideline, Ken and Sam. Guys, a great first half. Take it away.
Hey, Ryan and Chris, great job up in the booth as usual the first half. Sam, we knew it was going to be a battle. Here we are at halftime. Spanish Fork trailing 21-7, and it's no fluke that Wasatch is up by 3.
No, Wasatch is a very physical team. They got a great quarterback doing a really good job back there, both running the football and passing the football. But I think the key to the story tonight is turnovers. For the Dons, they've shot themselves in the foot multiple times tonight, turning the ball over in critical situations when they had an opportunity to maybe go down there and tie that game right there in the end of the half.
Yeah, and Kiesel's been out for 10 days, maybe a little rust. I think he's going to come back second half, and kind of turn around. But a couple of alternating interceptions, big turnovers, a couple of big penalties. Spanish Fork having a tough time on the line of scrimmage, getting motion, getting that snap count down.
Yeah, we certainly, I think that their blitz pickup is struggling right now. There was a play down there in the end when Nate Kiesel had a chance to throw a quick slant to Tanner Argyle, and he took one step and got drilled. So, their blitz package on the Wasatch side is very effective against our blitz pickup. We're just not getting the job done from that standpoint.
It's a big night here at Spanish Fork. 19 seniors playing the first sure their last region game on this field, and it's tradition that we've got the thriller going on in October, the drill team, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good night. Crowd is big for a Wednesday night. A little bit unusual to be playing with the rest of the week with fall break coming.
Yeah, it's a heck of a fun night. I'm looking at the flag right now, and there's absolutely no wind down here. I'm in a short sleeve shirt. We're in the middle of October. It's feeling pretty good to be down here. The crowd's vibrant. It's senior night. That's a special night for those guys. It's something that we really work hard to make sure that the field looks good, to make sure that they get good, proper recognition, because these guys have put a lot of hard work and sweat into playing this game, and this is their last region game.
Field looks great, by the way. Booster Club, as usual, getting the field ready to go, prepping it, painting it. Big job. Nobody knows unless you do it. Am I right?
Absolutely. We were here until 11:30 last night and 11:30 the night before, starting at about 5 o'clock. So we went through about 60 gallons of paint on this field. So it's amazing how many.
60 gallons of paint.
Gallons. It was a lot. We had 12 buckets. So if that 12 times 5, if my math's still good, I did go to Spanish Fork High School. So I hope that. Yeah,
you're close. Give plus or minus 10 gallons. But it's pretty. And rumor has it that you got the last 4 gallons of red paint in the state of Utah to finish on this field.
I did. In fact, there was nowhere to get the right kind of red that we put on this field. So unfortunately, we weren't able to do the whole end zone in checkerboard, but we were able to get that border and the SF in the middle of the field. So it looks really good. But we have had a tremendous amount of support from this community, from alumni and people around the state that have came back and helped out this program. There's a lot of financial needs from the Booster Club side, and to help this football team do some of those things. Tonight we were honored to have a special guest in the house, Mr. Robbie Reed, a former graduate of 1993, a valedictorian, went on to have a stellar career in college, both in baseball and basketball, and then went on to Harvard business degree and is using that right now, starting a new company. And so I would like to take the opportunity to invite him in tonight, Ken.
Okay, Rob, come on in. Thanks for joining us. And we want a 30-second commercial on Orbs before we get started.
Yeah. Well, we're here. We got The Walking Dead behind us right now.
I know.
I appreciate you having me. For me, look, I'm a proud Don. I'm a proud Spanish Forker. I love coming back here. I love supporting the program. I think across all of the athletic teams, we've got really good things going. This is obviously a huge game for the football team tonight. As far as my startup company goes, Orbs, the last time we talked during the basketball game, I think I was in 10 stores. I'm in over 120 right now. By the year end, we're scaling up nationally. We'll be in over 2,000 stores from California all the way to New York City. So things are going the right direction. We're launching new flavors, spearmint and cinnamon. It's been a tough challenge, but it's been a lot of fun, and I appreciate support from the likes of you guys and everyone throughout Utah to get this launched and to get support from people that I love and respect the most.
Not only are the Orb sales up, but so is your hairline. From when we had you during basketball, you're looking a little scruffy, I must admit.
That's right. My mom finally got to me. Last time we talked, my hair was down past my shoulders.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of high and tight. So
it's a good look, Sam.
Yeah, thanks.
Tell us, Robbie, here you have an opportunity to come back at Spanish Fork High School. Does it bring back any memories Friday night? Were you a fan back in high school? And what kind of feelings does this bring back?
Oh, for sure. It's great feelings. Obviously, Friday night fall football are just really exciting times when you're in school. And for me, I never played football, so it was a lot of fun because I got to stand on the sidelines and flirt with all of the football players' girlfriends while they were out sweating it up and hustling. I was in the stands supporting them. But we had really good football back in my day, and we've continued on a great tradition to this day.
Could have been a good linebacker, could have been a good defensive back or safety. I'm sure they would. How did you get away from playing football? There had to be a lot of pressure for you to play.
There was. Doug Snell every fall or every summer would come to me and ask me to play. And quite frankly, I loved football, and there were a couple of times that I flirted with the idea. But baseball and basketball, I knew that's where I had my future and scholarship opportunities and professional opportunities. So I just didn't want to come out here and get my knee blown out by one of these tough guys from Payson and end my career, where it was really at.
Us football guys call that wimps, but let me just, I'll go through this. Tell us this, back in the day we didn't have Spanish Fork 17. I want to give a plug right now for Spanish Fork 17 and what they do, because this game is live all over the world right now. This very moment is live all over the world right now. What do you think this does for these kids right now in terms of having the availability to be able to expose themselves to people all over the country?
Well, I'll tell you, locally, it's a great tool, because for people like my parents who are home watching live right now, that can't otherwise come down to the game, it gives them an opportunity to support and feel like they're a part of the community. And then for the players, obviously for their for their visibility, for recruiting and college opportunities, it's great exposure for them. And I just think it gives them another tool to pursue their ultimate goals.
One last question. Obviously, you're a supporter of Spanish Fork High School on a financial end, and Orbs has helped us out in the athletic programs in a number of different sports, basketball, football, baseball, and probably many others that I'm unaware of. But how does that support help your business?
It's great, because ultimately these are the customers that are going to buy my product. People that are around here. This is where my business is based. So for me, it's mutually beneficial. I have a chance to give back to the program, Spanish Fork, that ultimately helped shape me into the man I am today, hopefully for the better. And it gives them a chance to support me, and I came from here, so it's just mutually beneficial across all fronts.
All right, and Ken, tell us this. I'm going to ask you and Robbie, what does the Dons need to do to get back on track in the second half?
It's going to be big to come and get 3 and out and get a punt, because Wasatch took the opening kick, a methodical drive. They went 80 yards and scored. Kind of set the tone for the first half. I think Spanish Fork defense got to come out, step it up, even get a turnover, and maintain a drive of their own and go down there and make this a 1-touchdown game.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's a closer game than 21-7 would suggest. We got a lot of momentum with that touchdown, and I thought there were a couple of key possessions right after that, a couple of key downs where it could have gone either way, and we didn't capitalize like we should. But I think that we're still in this game, and if we come out and, like you say, we get a quick stop and touchdown, I think it could be, we still got a lot of upside for this for the remainder of the game.
Very good. Hey, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. We look forward to talking to you later. Okay, thank you. Okay, we are just 5 minutes away from kickoff. Sam, how about a quick prediction for the second half?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the Dons are up there trying to figure things out right now. I tell you what, the defense doesn't seem to have the edge that they have had over the past 3 weeks, and they're really going to need to come out and have that edge. I hate to give a prediction, but I think this game is going to come down to a really close one. Hopefully not close enough for the Southam kid to get a kick, because he's obviously got a really good leg, kicked every one of them into the end zone, made all of his extra points, which is big in high school football. But I'll tell you what, I think the Dons are going to come out and give it up their all.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us for our halftime show, Week 9. We'll see you next week, a pregame show. The Dons play Thursday next week, so we'll be on the air at 6:30 next Thursday night. So we'll kick it back up to the booth to Chris and Ryan. He's Sam. I'm Ken. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
If you have pets, you need PERT, ChemDry's revolutionary pet urine odor and stain remover. ChemDry's innovative pet urine removal treatment eliminates pet urine and other odors at their source. Your pets can stay while their odors go away.
Voted 2014 Best Automotive Repair in Utah Valley Magazine, Dickerson Automotive.
I think the whatchamacallit on my car isn't working.
Not to worry. We're experts at fixing whatchamacallits.
Call for our specials or visit our website.
At Dickerson Automotive, we're committed to the finest repairs with personal care.
I trust Dickerson Automotive, and you can too.
Dickerson Automotive, way north on Main in Spanish Fork.
Here at Painter Motor, we have a variety of used vehicles from name brands such as Dodge, Buick, Ford, Kia, Hyundai, and Chevrolet. You'll find incredible deals, such as a 2013 Chrysler Town & Country for $18,995. The 2013 Chevrolet Impala LTZ, $14,995. We're the Painter Motor family, and we're here to get you on the road in the vehicle of your choice. No pressure, no hassle. Painter Motor.
Getting the health care you need can be confusing. Hi, I'm John Salambini, and as your advocate, I can help you get the assistance you deserve. My Advocate is a leading provider of support for Medicare savings and other community assistance programs. You may be eligible for government or other assistance programs to help low-income families get the health coverage they need. Also, let me connect you with other money-saving programs, all at no cost to you. Give me a call and let me be your advocate when it comes to health care.
Back here at halftime at Spanish Fork High School, where the Wasatch Wasps have made the trip down from Heber, and right now they're leading 21-7. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst. And Chris, when you really take a look at this first half, I really like some of the points that Ken and Sam brought up. When you take a look at it, that score, 21-7, but it's a lot closer game.
It feels like it's a lot closer game, but scoreboard doesn't lie. It's 21-7. Wasatch, here's the thing for Wasatch. If they come out and they put up a touchdown on this first drive, it could take the wind out of Spanish Fork cells. So it's going to be critical for the Dons to try and get a 3-and-out, get a big stop here, and take the momentum back, which they had after that touchdown. When Spanish Fork scored that touchdown by Landon Jensen on that 6-yard run, cut the score to 14-7. I thought Spanish Fork was going to get a stop and score again, to be honest with you, but great job by Wasatch regrouping and going ahead and taking a 14-point lead into that.
Well, and really, I mean, I think you saw an interesting idea. This is something I know that I mentioned a couple other times when you're playing run-based teams, but Chris, Wasatch very balanced, but at the same time, we saw them on that first scoring drive take about 6 minutes off the clock. And when you have a 12-minute high school quarter, and you have a team that takes 6 minutes off the clock, that third and fourth quarter goes quick.
Right, and we saw that against Springville, where Springville went ahead in that second half against Spanish Fork, and they had a 9-minute drive to come out in the third quarter and take that lead, so that's a very good point. Yeah, if Wasatch can sustain a drive by running the ball, passing it, take 6-7 minutes off the clock, all of a sudden you're really scrambling if you're down 28-7 and pressing. And you know, I think if you're Spanish Fork, you get that stop. I wonder if they go more to that power run game. They've been able to line up in that little diamond formation, have a couple fullbacks in there, and really push Wasatch back.
Well, and you take a look at it on the surface of things, you know, and this game really is one of those key games in the season as Wasatch has come back onto the field here. But this is really a key game when it comes to playoff position, and we've talked about the last couple of weeks. I'm sure tonight, and then I'm sure next week as well, it's going to be a very big conversation point heading to Payson. Every game is important.
So I'm watching the Wasatch guys warm up here. Is that how you warm up every morning, Ryan, to get ready for the day? Little knee kicks?
Sometimes, you know, mornings like this morning with the arthritis in my knee was kind of bugging me. I know that's kind of, you know, to be young and have arthritis. I have a bad ACL, okay, Chris?
I'm not going to judge you, but maybe you should do some calisthenics in the morning like Wasatch. Anyways, back to the ranch here in the game. This is not to put too much emphasis on this drive, but this is going to be critical as Spanish Fork not give up any points. I mean, they could. It's not game over, but it's really will go a long ways if they can get a stop here.
Yeah, that's the thing. As you go 2 or 3, you know, you get 1 or 2 stops. That's, you know, 1 stop is fine. Maybe 1 score, you know, isn't terrible, but you get 2 or 3 up on there. This game's going to get out of hand quickly as the Forever a Dawn here on senior night, letting those players know as they run through that tunnel that, you know, and that's, I think, part of, you know, the high school feeling is, you know, even being, you know, I know I've talked to people who still every week check the scores of their high school games as they come busting through the banner here, and now they have a huge opportunity here in the second half.
So we get some fireworks going on as well. Exciting atmosphere. Hopefully the Dons can take some momentum back in this game. I think if they get a stop here. That'll, I think the offense will be inspired to get a touchdown, but you cannot give up a touchdown here by Wasatch, and Wasatch has been very balanced tonight.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break here on Spanish Fork 17. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the start of the third quarter here from Spanish Fork High School. The fireworks are going off, and the fireworks of the second half about to start here on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Start of the third quarter, the Dons break huddle, and they get ready to go. Welcome back to high school football here on a Wednesday night in Spanish Fork with the fall break starting here. I guess whenever school let out here today at Spanish Fork High School, they have a couple of days off, so move everything up to a Wednesday. Hey, Chris, one thing I think we haven't mentioned quite yet as Wasatch will get ready to kick off is the short week. Teams played on Friday, then they had maybe 2 days of practice to get ready for this one tonight.
Yeah, and what does the coaching staff do with those 2 days? As we need to apologize. We've been saying Wasatch was going to get the ball, but Spanish Fork's going to get the ball to start here third quarter. But what do you do on Monday? What do you do on Tuesday? You can't really go too hard because you got a game on Wednesday.
Southland puts a foot into it. It's going to go deep, and Saheeli's just going to stand there and look up and watch that one go back into the end zone. And Skylar Southland will go here onto the 20-yard line to start their first drive of the third quarter. And this is a very key drive to open up the second half, a big kind of maybe starting point for Spanish Fork. I'd really like to see them maybe pick on those corners playing so soft.
We'd also like to remind everybody that next week on Thursday here on Channel 17, we're going to be at Payson. We're going to go into the Lions Den over there and broadcast the Spanish Fork Payson game. And Payson has really struggled, so Spanish Fork should have their way with them in that big rivalry.
That should be a fun one. We're going to go just a few more minutes south here to make the trip down to Payson. Here's the give right up the middle. So, and that is
Landon Jensen.
Jensen still breaking tackles out across the 30 to the 32. I kind of like that idea. Bring Salofa Funa in as a fullback and just let him open up some holes here. As right now, 1 minute into the third over at Maple Mountain, it's the Golden Eagles all over Payson, 31-0.
And you can also go to Channel 16 to watch that game as well as here on Spanish Fork Community Network. We've really stepped up big this season by broadcasting games both on Channel 16 and 17.
So right now, Spanish Fork going well right here. First down and 10. Once again, here's that power formation set. Kiesel's going to roll out. He's going to look to throw. He drops it off in the fly. That's going to be a first down. Salofa Funa still on his feet. Lowers his head. He's down to the 40 and some life here on that Spanish Fork sideline. First down, Dons.
And the Dons have come out firing on all cylinders as they had that great run which led to that play action pass, and that's exactly the start they needed to this second half.
Mace Funa, Salofa Funa in that backfield here as the Car Guys instant replay. They had a lot of different options there. Landon Jensen in there as well. Mace Funa in there as a fullback. Here's the give. Jensen's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be dropped. As getting there was number 72, Ben Boss, on the tackle.
Yeah, but if you're Spanish Fork, you got to keep with it. That's where they've had the most success. Now, Wasatch has brought in a couple bigger bodies to counter that on that play, but I still think that's where the Dons have had the most success, is just running the ball with the two fullbacks.
Ringer and Saili off. Mace Funa and Leo Saili off the field. Brooks Ringer, Tanner Argyle in. 2nd down and 10 here on the play. Jackson Higginson to the far bottom of your screen. Once again, that soft coverage on the edge. Kiesel's going to be pressured, sets up the screen, gets it out here to Salofa Funa. Funa tries to make a couple of tackles miss, but right there, a couple of Wasps right there to make the stop.
Trio of Wasps that time that sniffed out that play perfectly. Wasatch did a great job of not chasing after the Kiesel that time and playing the screen pass perfectly.
You know, it's one of those things, and I mean, I'm sure it's a lot more difficult when you're actually out on the field, but I see these screen passes set up, and I'm just like, you know, there's got to be something wrong when you're going right at the quarterback and they just let you go. I mean, I don't know, though. Yeah. I'm sure it's a lot more difficult. I don't want to sound like...
But as a meathead, you've been running after the quarterback all the time. You're like, I finally got free.
3rd and 9. Kiesel takes a shot deep. He's got Higginson. Touchdown, Spanish Fork.
Great pass by Kiesel that time, and Higginson's able to come up with the catch, and 39 yards later, the Dons are making this thing a ball game.
And a very quick 1-minute, 56-second drive, and you go right down the field here. As we're going to see this on the Car Guys instant replay. Offensive line gives Kiesel plenty of time, and Higginson had about 5 steps on Piscatelli, who immediately slaps his hands together.
I think that was all set up by running the ball early on in that drive, and Wasatch started sucking up a little bit on defense, and they throw it over the top.
James Daw on for the extra point. Devin Argyle the hold. The kick is up. It looks good, and it is good. How far the kicking game has gone from week 1 at Mountain View and week 2 against Orem to now has been phenomenal.
Yeah, it's gone the opposite direction of Coach Jordan Smith's beard there, as the kicking game early on just struggled mightily, as they had problems with the kicks, they had problems with the snaps, but now the last few weeks it's worked like clockwork, and that's a great job by the coaching staff and the kids getting that fixed, because that you need those special teams. That's 1/3 of the ball game.
And right there, Jackson Higginson making another great play on that deep touchdown. And now with 10:04 to go in the 3rd quarter, Wasatch will get their first possession, and you can just kind of tell looking down on that Spanish Fork sideline, that whole sideline's got a little more kind of pep to it, a little more excitement.
Yeah, they came out a little flat in that first half, but now they've got a ton of energy coming out of halftime.
James Daw goes once again with that little pooch kick towards the sideline. It's going to roll out of bounds before Saili can run down and get it. I'm not sure if maybe they're trying to kick it away from the return men, or whether they're actually were trying to go down to recover it. With the way Saili was running, it looks like they were trying to get that ball back.
Yeah, and James Daw just put that a little wide. Great idea there, and I like it because honestly it prevents Wasatch from getting a return. Unfortunately, they'll start with the ball at the 35.
And so now 1st down and 10 for Wasatch coming up. They'll have the ball at their own 35-yard line.
I've been very impressed with Wasatch's quarterback, Garrett Davis. He's known when to keep the ball on the option run. He's made some great decisions. He had the one INT, which was an errant pass, but other than that, he seems like a very intelligent quarterback that knows where to go with the ball.
Hayden Richards, the deep back on 1st down. They're going to give it right up the middle. It's Richards out to around the 39-yard line, so a good pickup of 4 on 1st down.
The Dons have struggled with that little dive play, but at the same time, they've got to respect Davis's ability to go outside, so Wasatch is doing a great job with their game plan of spreading the field.
2nd down and 6. Here's the give right up the middle. Once again, it's Richards. He's going to keep moving the ball pretty close to the 1st down. He's going to be about a yard shy, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Harmon that time, big number 65, gets the tackle, and it'll come out, but Spanish Fork's defensive line is getting blown back a little bit.
So 3rd down and 2 coming up. Trowbridge and Richards in the backfield with Garrett Davis. Here's the give up the middle. Davis on the keeper. He's going to get the 1st down on the option as he gets to about the 47-yard line for a 1st down.
And Wasatch just gets the 3 or 4 yards they need on each play to pick up that 1st down. They kind of stayed on schedule of getting positive yards, not having any penalties.
I do want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys instant replay you just saw there, and throughout tonight's ball game and many of our other athletic telecasts here on Spanish Fork 17. Thank you to the Car Guys. Garrett Davis keeps it. He's going to roll out, drops that one to the flat. That's complete for a 1st down to Trowbridge. Still on his feet inside the 30. Makes another man miss. And he's going to be finally brought down inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. And that's just right there. Missed tackles by Spanish Fork.
Yeah, that's where they're just trying to tackle with their arms instead of their body. They weren't wrapping up. They were arm tackling that time, and Tobridge takes advantage of it as he breaks. 1 tackle there, 2, finally 3, and brought down by the 4th attempt.
First down and 10 at the Spanish Fork 19-yard line. Give right up the middle. Hayden Richards on the call. Still on his feet. He's going to be close to another first down. And he's going to, looks like, going to be marked down right at the 10-yard line. So it's going to be second and about 1 for Wasatch. You get the big offensive play on the touchdown. This is not the performance you want from your defense. I'm seeing a lot of Dons, though, Chris, hands on their hips.
Yeah, they're tired. Wasatch had the ball for most of the first half, and you can see that's kind of wearing on the Dons. They came out with a lot of energy on offense, but defense, they might be getting a little tired.
Richards and Trowbridge, the backs, to each side of Davis. Here's Trowbridge right up the middle. He's going to lower his head down to about the 6th. Landon Jensen right there to make the stop. That's going to be first down Wasatch inside the 10.
And they bring Harmon in and check out another defensive lineman here. But if you're Spanish Fork, you got to try and keep Wasatch to a field goal here.
So here's a big play coming up. It's going to be first and goal from the 6.
So Wasatch has kicked 19 field goals coming into this game. They haven't had any attempts tonight.
Rolling out, Davis over towards the sidelines. They have to do something with it. He's going to keep it. He's going to get hit hard out of bounds, and a flag comes in. Salofa Funa was there.
And Salofa
Braden
Funa.
Horderine there as well.
Salofa Funa needs to know where the sideline is. Davis steps out of bounds, and he still goes ahead and runs into him. So that's going to give Wasatch 4 more downs and half a distance to the goal.
We do want to thank Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for helping make this broadcast possible here on Spanish Fork 17. As right there, I mean, Horine trying to get him, and Funa just kind of dives late.
And he's clearly out of bounds when Funa hits him. 1 or 2 steps out, about 2 yards out of bounds. You just got to be smarter than that and let up. I mean, you can bump the guy a little bit, but don't take him out.
Now it looks like we have an injury as it's like the training staff for Spanish Fork coming on the field. And it looks like I think that might be Braden Horine, number 25, coming off the field, and he's kind of limping.
Yeah, he's not running he's running like the rodeo cowboys down the road. He's got his little Wrangler hobble going on as he runs off the field.
And that's one. I mean, he was well in pursuit there of Davis, but so Horine will come off the field there. So 7:49 to go here in the third quarter, and Wasatch right now driving.
Yeah, Spanish Fork's put themselves in a hole here as I guess it's second down and 3 if the marker's to be believed. On the outside the scoreboard says first and 3. I thought in the high school rules after a personal foul would change first down, but the marker down there says second, and that's, I think, the official marker.
Yeah. So we'll see second down and goal, I guess, from the 3-yard line. 2 back set once again. Here's the give up the middle. Touchdown, Wasatch. It's Hayden Richards in from about 3 yards out.
And Spanish Force are unable to stop Wasatch that time as Wasatch gets their second rushing touchdown of the night.
Right there, and you can see that's just a great job up front. The Wasatch line just opens that hole. I mean, didn't open a big hole, but made enough where any sort of contact, Richards was able to go right through. Here's Southam on for the extra point. Try to extend this back to a 2-touchdown lead for Wasatch. Snap is good, kick is up, flags fly, and I think we're going to have maybe a procedure call here, which will back this up 5
yards, yeah. I don't think it'll affect the outcome unless Spanish Fork's able to block it. But man, the way that ball comes off his foot, you can see why he's made 19 field goals and holds the state record of 35 throughout his career. But Southam, he just gets under that ball, and it's just the perfect trajectory.
And in some categories, I think he's even leading, in some of the kicking categories, even leading the nation. And so, I mean, it's just been incredible to see this jump of players of the state of Utah getting this great recruiting status. I mean, high school football right now in the state of Utah is definitely peaking.
Yeah, and last year we saw, a couple of guys go from the state to USC as 5-star recruits. We had one down in Salem Hills as well. And Salofa Funa, who's playing his last game here, is a BYU commit as well.
So it's going to be very interesting. Salofa Funa probably, I'm assuming, going to play linebacker at BYU.
He will be the future teammate of Southam as well, who's going to BYU.
The penalty goes against Spanish Fork and does get declined, so they'll just retry the extra point here. Southam on for the PAT. Kick is up, and it's through. And with 7:41 to go in the third quarter, Wasatch 28, Spanish Fork 14. And you went from having a great stop, Chris, and a great score to now you're down 2 touchdowns again.
Yeah, but if you're the offense, you showed a lot of promise on that first possession. They need to build on that. Hopefully Kiesel got a little bit of confidence. Wasatch is going to be on their heels a little bit as Spanish Fork was able to run the ball early on that drive and then throw it deep. And we'd also like to thank the great sponsors that make this broadcast possible here on Channel 17. We've got the Car Guys with the Car Guys Instant Replay, Lance Wilson State Farm with the great assists of the game, MVP Sports at the conclusion of this game will name the MVP Sports MVP Player of the Game, Two Jacks Pizza, wonderful pizza down at Two Jacks on Main, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and of course Spanish Fork Community Network, who is broadcasting this game, but you can also watch it on YouTube if you want to turn down to channel 16 or watch the Maple Mountain game on YouTube. You can watch them beating the Payson Lions tonight.
I believe they just scored at Maple Mountain, just scored again. I believe it's now 38-0 Maple Mountain in that one over across the other side of Spanish Fork. Here comes the kickoff. That was going to be over towards the sideline and go into the end zone. As Saili had to run sideways to try to get that one, but it goes into the end zone, and Spanish Fork will take over on the 20-yard line. And so with a 1st down and 10 coming up, Chris, you really like some things they did last time. I would think that Nate Kiesel and company's probably going to have to try to do some similar things here.
Yeah, I think you go with the same game plan. Bring in your big package, get a couple yards rushing. Also, maybe try and throw. I imagine they'll back off, so you might kind of have a couple of these hitch patterns open as Wasatch is lining 12 yards off the receivers.
1st down and 10 for the Dons at their own 20-yard line. They're going to go with 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. And timeout Spanish Fork.
They weren't lined up right. They had 10 guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't see Landon Jensen was still on the sideline. So now that's not when you wanted to have to use a timeout if you're head coach Jordan Smith.
I kept counting. I could see 1 running back. I could see 2 wide receivers. Like, were we going too tight? No, we're not. So they had 1 tight end, but they were missing the running back, which they had enough guys on the line. You can play with 10. It's just not advisable.
It's not advisable, although I think there was a team, I don't think it was a college team like Division III that did score on a play with only 10 guys this year. So, you know, it can happen, but still, it's not probably what you want if you're head coach Jordan Smith. But you use your first time out of the half, and that could come back to maybe hurt you a little bit there if you're Spanish Fork. Hopefully, though, you can make enough plays in the second half where it
right, but a lot of people say, hey, that's a waste of a timeout. Is it really? If you're going to have a very unsuccessful play, maybe it's worth using that timeout to get yourself in sync instead of possibly having a turnover or a very negative play.
1st down and 10 for the Dons. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Here's the give. Kiesel throws a screen, gets it out there. That's going to be complete to Pendleton. Pendleton out to right around the 28-yard line. He's going to pick up about 8 on 1st down. And so a nice pickup there. Get up 7 or 8. In fact, no, he's going to get 10 in a 1st down. They're going to move the chains.
And I just noticed number 11, the corner, Nick Pichitelli for Wasatch coming up limping. I wonder if Coach Smith notices that and maybe calls up a big pass play on this side of the field. They might want to get him out.
Pichitelli still kind of limping around trying to walk it off, but
they don't even have a receiver on this side of the field.
It's going to be interesting. Braden Christensen in the slot. Might want to maybe watch out here. Piscatelli really limping out there. That one's going to be up the middle here. Landon Jensen on the carry. He's going to lose a couple on 1st down. To bring him 2nd down and 12.
And he was brought down that time by Ben Boss. Choose your own boss pun there, but man, he really brought him down that time.
So this is interesting. Now you see Jackson Higginson coming back. He's been the deep threat. Sam Heredia and Jensen and Funa out for Spanish Fork. 6:44 to go, 3rd quarter. Don's driving, trying to get back. The Don's late getting their final man on the field as they had to make a substitution late. Higginson to the bottom of your screen. Carson Mahoney comes over now on Higginson. Kiesel going to be immediately pressured now. He's going to try to run away from it. He's going to go down back inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. Wasatch comes up with a big sack, setting up what was going to be a 3rd and really long.
And another big hit that Kiesel took. He's been taking a beating this season, but he had nowhere to go, as we can see here on the Car Guys instant replay, and just gets flipped upside down. Wasatch is really dialing up the blitzes on this drive.
And they can do that with how well the secondary's played tonight for Wasatch. They can afford to bring a little more pressure. So now Spanish Fork has to go down the field. They need 22 yards here. They need the 40-yard line to convert. Kiesel drops back to throw, sets up the screen in the middle, gets it complete out across the 30. It's landed Jensen. He's going to be about 10 yards shy of the marker.
Sam Heredia that time with the screen pass. Sorry to correct you there, but still nowhere near the yards they need, and they'll be forced to punt here, and Wasatch will get the ball in the driver's seat.
I'd rather have you correct me and we get the right name than me to miscall someone's name a bunch of times. So Sam Heredia does a nice job there picking up, getting a chunk back, but unfortunately not enough as Way Stanton comes in a punt. Left foot rugby style kick, high end over end kick, straight up into the lights. It's going to bounce and takes a nice roll inside the 30, and it will be down at around the 23-yard line, where Wasatch will take over. And this is a critical drive if you're the Spanish Fork defense, because the touchdown here by Wasatch very might open this one up.
Yeah, they get a touchdown here, and it's pretty much you've got to go with your 2-minute offense the rest of the game if you're the Dons. So this will be critical for the Dons defense to try and get a 3-and-out, get your offense back on the field. Now, if you're Wasatch, you've been able to manhandle Spanish Fork's defense for the most part. So they can do it through the air, they can do it through the ground. Pick your poison tonight.
Wasatch will break the huddle. 5:04 to go, 3rd quarter. Wasps lead by 2 touchdowns, trying to come very close to clinching the 2nd spot out of Region 8. 1st down and 10. Here's the give right up the middle. And Davis is going to throw the screen pass. It's dropped. Trowbridge didn't think about picking it up at first, then goes for it, but then it's ruled incomplete. Brings up a 2nd and 10.
And that's the one mistake I've seen Trowbridge make tonight. He's been money on offense all night long. Spanish here, you need to, push for that 3-and-out. I wonder if they're going to dial up some pressure on one of these downs with Salofa Funa.
So we'll see here as the give goes up the middle once again, and I believe that was Richards on the carry here.
Tripped up by Bryce Larson, I believe, that time.
And gets a chunk back, sets up a 3rd and a little more manageable here, 3rd and 8, as it was actually Trowbridge on the carry once again.
Seems like Wasatch, they're still running this no huddle, but they've kind of slowed it down. They're not putting the play up as fast as they have been earlier in the game.
3rd down and 8. 2 backs here in the backfield with Garrett Davis at quarterback. 2 wide receivers, and Davis back to pass, has some time, steps up. He's going to try to keep it. He's going to get the 35. He's going to be close to the marker, but I think he's about a yard short. It's going to be close, though. I think he's a yard short. But
great job, though, by the Spanish Fork defense for not giving up. I believe that was that Harmon that came up with the tackle that time as he pursued him back from his defensive tackle position, and it'll bring up 4th.
At timeout here for the officials. I think they're going to
measure it.
I think they're going to measure here, and
this is a huge measurement.
It's really, it is going to be close. If Wasatch gets the 1st down, I'm not going to be surprised, as we haven't seen the chain gain come out yet from the far side of the field, and now it looks like they're getting ready to, as they will make the walk halfway across the field. This is going to be close here. We'll try to see if we can get you the best angle possible here at home. So
looks like it might be short.
And we're going to see here. It's going to be close. And it's 4th down. Short, not by much. Maybe half a football. And you have to kind of wonder if Wasatch, with the way they've been able to move the ball, I'm sure that the best thing to do is to punt. I'm sure that's probably what they're going to do.
No, they're going for it. They're lining up on offense. I bet we see a quarterback sneak with Davis this time.
4th down and less than a yard. Davis will be here, it looks like, going to be under center.
I would have punted the ball.
Davis under center, ready to go. Spanish Fork looks like they're coming up the middle. Davis looks back over to the sideline. 16 on the play clock.
They didn't even put up a play that time. I think they're just trying to draw them off sides.
8 on the play clock. Just a dead look over to the sideline. Some of the Dons starting to kind of look over to the sideline. I wouldn't be saying timeout, probably called here by Wasatch. They did one thing really well. They took a lot of clock off that play call, but fourth down, I think they're probably going to talk about it. And like you said, Chris, probably going to punt. I don't know. I'm of the adage there, the likelihood that you can get a half a yard tonight's been pretty good. I see the negative side of that, but maybe that's just me being maybe a little more aggressive.
Right, and if they do get that stop, it's huge because, well, we'd like to thank our sponsors here. Go ahead, Ryan.
So we do want to thank our sponsors, the Car Guys, for sponsoring the Car Guys Instant Replay. Lance Wilson, State Farm, for the assist of the game. MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, which will be named at the conclusion of our telecast tonight. 2 Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And, of course, our friends here at Spanish Fork 17, where we're built for speed as we get set, ready to go. Here to have this 4th and 1, and Skylar Southam has come on to punt. This might be a situation of maybe watch for a fake. But with Southam, I don't know. I think he just flipped the field maybe here with a punt. Man goes in motion, low punt, and Southam gets a foot into it. And that's going to take a bounce, and it will roll. A pretty good bounce for Wasatch, but will roll dead right around the 30-yard line. So with 3:27 to go in the third quarter, your defense comes up with a huge stop, Chris. But now all of a sudden you have to try to see if you can't move it down the field.
Yeah, but great job by the defense that time, coming up with the stop they needed to keep the Dons in this ball game. So Spanish Fork has had a little more success, it feels like, here in the second half on their early 2 drives. So I think here, though, they've had a lot more success going deep. I wonder if they just don't air it out with Kiesel on this possession.
Piscatelli back into the bottom of your screen. Well, you're not seeing him quite yet, but he's going to come back in a corner. You see him there walking into the picture.
He's walking just fine now.
First down and 10, 3:27 to go. Here's the give right up the middle. Kiesel rolls out now. You've got to think he's going to throw it over the middle. He completes it. It's going to be pretty close to the marker. That's Mace Funa coming out of kind of the tight end fullback sort of position. He gets enough for a first down. And with 3:19 to go in the third quarter, Spanish Fork has a first down.
Yeah, first down. And for those of you who haven't maybe watched all the games, Mace Funa, he's 14. He's a freshman here, and he's performed well on both sides of the ball for the Dons this season.
Has taken at least 3 interceptions back for touchdowns this year.
He's got 5 picks on the year, 3 of them back to the house.
First down and 10. Southam playing 25 yards off the ball. Here's a short pass out to Higginson. Higginson's going to get the marker. And really, if you can pick up 8 yards on that every play, why not just throw that?
Yeah, and they're playing deep enough off that they're allowing that. I guess they're wanting you to make a mistake is the strategy behind that. But also, they've got a guard against Higginson in that deep ball. He had a 39-yard catch of beauty for the second Don touchdown here in the third quarter.
Higginson's been matched up against Piscatelli all night. Wasps looks like they're coming. Looking over here towards Kiesel, trying to direct traffic. 7 seconds on the play clock. Gonna throw again down the sideline. There's Higginson's got another first down to about the 33, and now you're starting to see them attack that soft zone.
Yeah, and a great catch by Higginson, and we could call that a Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance Great Assistance. He's assisting them down the field on this drive.
And so right there, first down and 10, ball on the 33-yard line. 3 wide receivers for Spanish Fork. Higginson back-to-back catches for first downs. Salofa Funa the back to the right of Nate Kiesel. Kiesel's going to take the option. Pitches it late out to Funa. Funa's going to get about he's going to get about 5 on first down. Gets to around the 30-yard line, so maybe only a gain of 3.
And that was late. There for a second, I thought number 66, Colin Wright, was going to grab that ball out of the air for Wasatch, because that was the timing on that pitch might have been a little late.
Second down and 10, clock running late here in the third quarter. Spanish Fork needs to strike, and they need to strike quick. 4 receivers on the play. Christensen goes in motion. Back to pass. They throw the ball's tipped and in and out of the hands of Jackson Higginson. Piscatelli was coming on strong with great closing speed, but that ball just gets tipped, and that's the difference there between the completion and the incompletion.
And this is a big third down, but I think you're at the time and the distance where you've got 4 downs to get this. So maybe we'll see a run up the middle just to try and get about 4 or 5 here, if not the whole thing.
Here's that power set with Saili, Macefuna, Salofafuna in the backfield. Here's Jensen on the carry, and Jensen gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
And that was Ben Anderson, number 72, Ben Boss, coming off his block to make that play possible for Wasatch to get a stop. He's done that a couple times where he's getting blocked and he just plain manhandles the Spanish Fork defender and makes the stop. And that's Ben Boss there has killed Spanish Fork's run game at a couple points in this game.
Right now, a big 4th down and 6. Spanish Fork needs about the 23 to convert. Here's the pass towards the sideline, incomplete, intended for Jackson Higginson. Blanketed there. Nick Piscatelli was all over Higginson. That one goes incomplete, a turnover on downs. And with 1:37 to go in the third, Wasatch takes over.
And you'll see Parker Gordon on the coverage that time, number 24. He was all over Higginson. There was nowhere, and I mean nowhere, for Kiesel to put the ball, and sometimes you just can't beat the defense, and they'll have to give the ball back to Wasatch and hope the defense can get another stop.
And you're seeing guys like Landon Jensen, a lot of these guys playing both ways. Jensen's one of them. Hands on those hips. They've been all over the field playing really hard. These Spanish Fork seniors really want to come out on top tonight. But right now they have about 13 minutes of their high school season left here at home. Here's the gift. Trowbridge trying to get outside of the corner, makes the man miss, cuts back inside, and he's going to get about 7. He's still on his feet, it looks like. Out across the 45 to the 47. I thought he was down, but Trowbridge just able to get out across the 45, first down, Wasatch.
Yeah, and Trowbridge is a slippery guy. We've seen him break multiple tackles tonight, and you've just got to hang on to that guy and make sure you bring him all the way to the ground. And, that could be a sign of Spanish Fork's defense, especially those linebackers secondary, of getting a little tired of tackling.
First down and 10. Wasps driving almost to midfield. 1:12 to go, third quarter. Here's the give outside. Garrett Davis on the pitch. He gets it out to Trowbridge. Trowbridge trying to turn the corner. The Dons having none of it. It looked to be Tanner Argyle, number 3, on the tackle. And right there, great pursuit by the Dons to not lose contain.
Yeah, and they made sure he didn't get the corner. And they've done a pretty good job of containing for the most part tonight. Most of the runs have been up the middle. But Tanner Argyle with another huge tackle tonight.
Second down and 9. Wasatch willing to slow the game down here, especially in the third quarter. 8 on the play clock for Garrett Davis. That jumbo set, here's the pull. Davis is going to have to keep it being chased, and that one's going to be complete out to Trowbridge. Trowbridge lowers his shoulder and keeps the pile moving for a first down to around the 40-yard line. Wasatch driving again with 25 seconds to go in the third.
And Wasatch is really relying on Trowbridge, and he's really stepping up on this drive as he's made multiple great plays, not only running the ball but catching it as well.
A great decision there by Jess Barkley, having a clear shot at Garrett Davis, to have the discipline to not hit him late. 13 seconds here on the clock. Here's the give right up the middle, and here's a nice carry for number 13. That's Hayden Richards on the carry. Richards picks up around 7.
And one quick point, Wasatch has done a great job of fooling the Spanish Fork defense. You see multiple guys going after the wrong person on some of those handoffs.
We've ended the third quarter here at Spanish Fork High School. It was this play, Kiesel to Higginson, that got the scoring started for the Dons, but Wasatch answered. Spanish Fork still down 2 scores as we head to the fourth here on Spanish Fork 17.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Spanish Fork High School. The Dons are once again have their back pinned up against the end zone, looking to try to make a big play to start this fourth quarter as the Wasatch Wasps are driving and very, I want to say quickly, ticking the clock here as we start the fourth quarter with Garrett Davis giving right up the middle to Richards. He's going to have enough for the first down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. First down Wasps. And Chris, this is the thing with that power run game. Maybe it doesn't have the big explosion plays, but as the game goes on, it wears you out defensively.
Right, Wasatch has been using multiple running backs in this game. Richards, Tobridge, Davis himself, the other Davis. I mean, they've done a great job of attacking this Dons defense, and they're really worn out.
Richards with Pennington in the backfield. Richards gets the carry inside the 20 to the 10, and he's going to be brought down at around the 11-yard line. So another first down for the Wasps, and they're on the verge of really, you have to think, maybe putting this game out of reach.
Yeah, and if they win this game, they'll go to 4-1 in region play, but 7-2 overall. Wasatch is having one heck of a season this year.
The predictions before the season was Springville, Salem, Maple Mountain, and Spanish Fork. It's been different. It's been a different story. And here's the carry once again and that's Haywood on the carry. Haywood back at the 11-yard line as Mace Funa got in there on the tackle.
And if you're Spanish Fork, you don't want to end up as the odd man out of the 5 teams that are really competing for the 4 playoff spots. Next week they got Payson, but at the same time they could end up in one of those crazy play-in games.
We had fun with that last year, Chris. You and I remember that, but at the same time you'd rather just take care of business. Here's the give up the middle, moving the pile, and getting down to about the 8-yard line is Haywood. And that's going to bring up 3rd and about goal coming up.
3rd and goal. Mace Funa comes up from his outside linebacker position and makes a great tackle that time. And this will bring up a 3rd and long for Wasatch. And if you're the Dons, you've got to keep him out of the end zone and limit it to a field goal here. Still will be a 3-possession game if they do kick a field goal.
38-7 in favor of Maple Mountain on top of Payson. It looks like 38 seconds left in that one. Garrett Davis going for the pylon. Can he get in? He's going to be just short of the pylon. He's going to be down to, it looks like, around the 2-yard line. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And I think, Chris, we might see south of here. You might get your wish.
Well, I wanted it from at least 58, 59 yards. That was my wish.
But I don't know. I think now they might
go for it.
They might go for it here.
Now they're low.
And now I think we might have
They don't know what they're doing.
Half the offense is on the field. Now half of them go out, and it looks like Southam is not coming on the field. They're going to go for it. I formation set. Garrett Davis will be the man under center.
They're going to go pistol formation.
Trowbridge in the backfield with Haywood. Here's the give. Haywood trying to get in. He got stopped. The second effort, did they get it across? No signal yet. And now some extra, and there's a flag against Wasatch as some pushing and shoving goes on. I don't think he got in. No official signal yet.
And that could be huge if he didn't get in, and there's a 15-yard penalty on Wasatch. Spanish will get the ball at the 16.
Spanish Fork came up with the football, and now they're trying to sort this thing out right here. Wasatch is...
It's one of those moments where they don't know what's going on as a referee.
Dead ball, personal foul, Wasatch. Dead ball, personal foul, offsetting penalties. And I think that's going to be...
Spanish Fork football about the 1 or 2 down there.
The only thing
Let's see this instant replay. Great job by the Dons interior defense stepping up and getting a stop.
Yeah, he did not. Boy, he didn't look like, to me anyway, he didn't get in.
Yeah, and we saw the offsetting personal fouls that time by 24 and 51 for Spanish Fork and Wasatch respectively. So, yeah, Is that Barclay? No, sorry, Devin Argyle. If he wouldn't have retaliated there, they would have got 15 yards.
That's the thing. I mean, it's a natural thing.
But it's hard not to.
It's a natural thing. Hey, you push me. Hey, I'm going to push you back. Yeah. But it's definitely hard, especially in that situation where it gets so physical.
Right.
I mean,
well, let's keep that in mind up here, too. If you push me, I might push back.
All right.
You're speechless for the first time in your life, Ryan.
Where's the wall? Where's the wall? I think we need a wall up here between me and Chris now. Here's the give on first down, going right up the middle. Landon Jensen, it looks like, on the carry. Jensen will get a couple out to around the 3-yard line. And with under 10 minutes to go, this is a drive for Spanish Fork. They really need a quick score.
Right. And unfortunately, they need to go 99 yards to get that score. They've already got 3, so they're 1/33 of the way there, which means they still have a long ways to go.
Week 1 against Mountain View, the Dons in a similar position, went 99 yards for a score. Right. We'll see if they have some Mountain View magic left in them. 2nd down and 7. Here's the give up the middle. Kiesel, and he's that's Salofa Funa who leads somebody for a first down. The crowd erupts. Salofa Funa just leaps him, and that's a first down, Spanish Fork.
Great effort by Salofa Funa as he hurdles a guy on that run, and he was down the field quickly, and that gets his crowd energized. So we take a look at this hurdle.
Man, I tell you, that is a great play here, as we'll see it.
Yeah, great shot by the camera crew down there as well.
See it right there. Woo. I bet you Skylar Southland is sitting there kind of going, wow, what happened there? Kiesel takes the snap, rolls out. He's going to have to try to keep it. He's being pressured. He's going to try to reach ahead. He's going to end up getting maybe a yard out to around the 30-yard line.
Southland might have been grateful he did jump over him because he was coming with a full head of steam. We haven't seen Salofa Funa that far downfield than anybody yet as a running back.
Salofa Funa, more of a power back. You can see on the replay there, he's still kind of getting, I think, all of his breath back after that leap here. 8:40 to go. Spanish Fork they can have a little bit of a drive here, but they can't have a 6-minute drive here late in the fourth quarter. Kiesel drops back to throw, throws that one out towards Silent, incomplete. He put it behind his intended receiver, was Tanner Argyle there. Argyle kind of slipped to him, looked like on the turf as he made the cut.
Kiesel was pressured, got hit once again, but if they do take a 6-minute drive, they always have the option of the onside kick. So the critical thing is you got to come up with a score here with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, down by 2 touchdowns.
Are you in 2-down territory here?
Probably.
I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, with the field position, you'd rather punt, but you need 2 scores with 8 minutes. I don't know how many more possessions you're going to have.
The defense is tired. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in them stopping Wasatch.
3rd and 9, rolling out. Kiesel's going to be pressured, hit as he throws, tries to get it out to his intended receiver. It looks like Brooks Ringer, but that one was incomplete as he was hit. The first time we saw the corners for Wasatch come up. And now decision time for Coach Jordan Smith, and it looks like they're going for it here on 4th and 9.
And Kiesel got up a little slow that time. Hasn't been hit as hard tonight as in some other games, but at the same time, that's taken a toll on him this season.
8:28 to go, 4th down and 9. Spanish Fork needs about the 37-yard line to move the chains.
And I would double cover Jackson Higginson on this outside if I were Wasatch, but they're not.
Southam playing up in the box. Here comes the pressure. Kiesel throws it out there, batted down, flag comes in, and Carson Mahoney got there right as the ball was about to be caught by Higginson, but I think he got there a little too early.
The ref thought he got there a little bit early. That's all that matters. The Spanish Fork will pick up the first down. Great job, though, by Kiesel putting it in the only spot his receiver can. There was a lot of pressure that Wasatch dialed up that time, and Mahoney doesn't exactly agree with that call.
Mahoney wanting a little bit of an explanation from it. We'll see here on the replay.
Yeah, take a look at it here on the car, guys.
Slow it down.
Yeah, he was there clearly.
Yep.
1 second too early. I mean, it wasn't even close.
It looks like, too, especially Mahoney might get away with that, but once he extends that arm out there, that's probably what got the call. I mean, I don't know, though. I think either way he gets the call because he would have made the contact.
Right, exactly, and the Dons live to fight another day here on that play.
A big 15-yard penalty, first down, coming up for Spanish Fork. Salofa Funa the back, next to Nate Kiesel in the backfield. Kiesel, 3-step drop, pressure comes, steps up in the pocket, he's going to run. 45 to the 50, into Wasatch territory, out of bounds at the 40. First down, Dons, and Spanish Fork has new life.
Great job by Kiesel recognizing nobody's open downfield.
And a flag comes in late.
Ooh, I didn't see that. But look at Kiesel here on the instant replay as it opens up. He finds a running lane and picks up the first down, but this one might be coming back.
They're talking to Spanish Fork, and Spanish Fork, they were talking with one of the offensive linemen for Spanish Fork, but then looks like they signaled over to Wasatch. So we'll see here who the penalty goes against. I think it's going to go against the Dons, as looks like they're talking.
Well, they're talking to Spanish Fork. It looks like it's on Wasatch. They probably will decline whatever was called.
And we'll see here. We'll get the call. Our head referee holding.
Defensive holding.
Defense. Yeah. Penalties declined. First down, Spanish Fork.
Feels like the crowd's starting to get into it. We might have some Spanish Fork Don magic in the air tonight, Ryan.
And I mean, what a better night to have it on than senior night here. The lights are on. It's a Wednesday night. It's fall break. I mean, there's nothing better than a little Wednesday night football. Ready to go here. Kiesel's going to throw. Puts that one out to Higginson. He makes the play. And Carson Mahoney closes quickly and is able to keep the game to Higginson for about 3.
Yeah, but still you're keeping that cornerback Mahoney creeping up, and at some point we're going to see Higginson go deep and see if he can't get another big touchdown catch. That's what I would do on this play, is I would go deep here on second about 8.
They had to switch. They moved Piscatelli up to the top of your screen against Argyle, and they moved Mahoney, who was playing against Argyle earlier, to the bottom. Kiesel rolls out. He's going to look to throw. Takes the throw into the flat. Completed it to Argyle, who has to fall to the ground to make the play. If he makes that catch, if that ball's thrown a little more up, Argyle's able to get maybe 5 or 6 more.
Right, he made a great catch. But on, the last 2 passes back to back, we've seen Kiesel throw it low on the ground, low to the receiver, as we'll see that on the Carglass instant replay. A great job by Tanner Argyle, at least holding on to it. Did it get tipped?
I'm kind of wondering if it didn't get tipped, just with the trajectory, with the way the ball all of a sudden kind of fluttered. But I could be wrong. I mean, it just kind of seems like
Saili and Mace Funa in the backfield.
3rd down and 3. Play clock down to 2. Here's the give. Going to Salofa Funa. He's going to keep the legs moving, but I think he's going to be about a yard short of the marker.
It was Landon Jensen that time with the carry, but he is still going to be 1 yard short. But it's we're fighting for playoff position here, so Spanish Fork's definitely going to line up and try and get that extra yard this time. Well, actually, it's about 3 yards. 2 maybe.
Looks like they're putting 2 up on the scoreboard here at Spanish Fork High School. 6:26 to go, clock running. 4th quarter, senior night. The Dons trying to rally from behind to get a win over Wasatch.
He needs the 29 here to get the first down. Probably see Landon Jensen again.
Once again, that big jumbo package. Jensen, the deep back, gets the call, first down to around the 28-yard line. And that's going to be enough for the first down. They're going to give him forward progress. It looks to the 27. And that's going to be first down, Spanish Fork, with 6:05 to go, 4th quarter.
Yeah, great job by the big hosses up front blocking, creating that hole for Landon Jensen, and he'll pick up the first down. And maybe Wasatch is starting to get a little tired, as Spanish Fork has been able to run the ball here in the second half. We've seen Wasatch wear down a bit.
Shotgun set for Nate Kiesel. He's going to have 4 receivers on the play. Salofa Funa to his right. Kiesel drops back. Pressure comes. He has to step up. He's hit. Throws it at the last second. And here comes a flag for intentional grounding. It looks to be the call anyway, would be the intentional grounding. He was definitely inside the pocket. I don't know if that one got back to the line of scrimmage or not.
I believe there was a couple guys that blitzed in, but I believe Weiss and Foy was one of them for Wasatch that time. They got great pressure, and they forced Kiesel to get rid of the ball well before he wanted to on that play.
We'll see it here on a replay, because it has to get to the line of scrimmage.
Well, he wasn't in the pocket. There's no receiver by. It was a great call.
Yeah.
It was Foy and Trowbridge meeting at the quarterback that time.
On first look, I thought the receiver Brooks Ringer out in the flat was a little more
closer to the ball.
Is what I originally thought. But then on the instant replay, no, he was 5 yards away. So it moves it back to a 2nd down and 22. 5 wide set for Kiesel. I think you'd have to probably look at maybe taking a shot down the field. Wasatch not playing Schuyler Southam deep. So if someone gets behind the secondary, there's nobody to protect over the top. Pressure comes. Kiesel hits, he throws, completes the pass, makes the man miss, and still on his feet. Gets enough for the first down and more. Brooks Ringer inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Spanish Fork.
And Brooks Reeder does that all on his own as he picks up 41 yards. He ran for 25 of that himself, breaking multiple tackles. Great job by Reeder that time getting the touchdown.
Boy, it looked like it was just going to pick up a nice chunk of about 10, but then Brooks Ringer just, like you said, Chris, makes one man miss, makes a second man miss, and then he just outruns Wasatch, breaks about 4 tackles on the play, and gets into the end zone for a big touchdown with 5:34 to go in the 4th quarter. And here comes, it looks like we had some movement up front. We'll see if this is against Spanish Fork or Wasatch. I think it's going to go against Wasatch. Offsides against the Wasps.
They'll decline it here, it looks like.
Penalty will be declined, and we'll replay the down.
And got to be impressed with the deep snapper here on this team. They struggled earlier, but they've gotten those problems fixed later on in this season.
James Daw on for the extra point. It is up, and it is no good. He missed it. He went wide to the left, and that is a huge miss on the extra point, because now you have to not just score, but now you're going to have to convert the 2-point conversion.
Right, and Spanish Fork has lost. At least the Orem game, they lost by 3 missed extra points that actually never made it back to the kicker. And so that could come back to haunt them. They have plenty of time, but at the same point, you could go for an onside kick here.
I mean, you know, there would be some people that would say, okay, we need to go for what Wasatch is least expecting. You have to kind of think, though, that Wasatch might maybe have a little protection on in case that onside kick, and that's what it looks like it is. They bring about 10 guys right on the 50-yard line. They're going to say, you want to kick it deep, go for it.
And in this case, you might want to kick it just midfield. I mean, midway down the field, because there is nobody back about 20, 25 yards in the middle.
So James Daw will put a foot into it at the 40-yard line. We'll see what's about to come here. Daw's going to kick it to the left side. It's going to be kind of a running kick. Dawn's running quickly for it. It's going to be picked up at around the 7. Almost, it looks like almost fumbling the ball there was Nash Jones on the way he just kind of picked it up. It looked like it was about to come free.
Right.
And that could have been disastrous for Wasatch.
The one thing is Nash Jones was good. He jumped on the ball. He went ahead and got picked up the ball, but look where Wasatch is starting out, inside their own 10-yard line. That's huge. So they'll have to go about the length of the field. Actually, they just need to get to about their own 30 to get in field goal range, put this game away. But not starting out with the best field position.
And now if there's a time when you need a guy like a Mace Funa or somebody on this Spanish Fork defense to make a play, now's the time. Garrett Davis will be from shotgun. He's got the 2 backs in there. Trowbridge to his left. Richards the deep back on 1st and 10 from the 9. Davis ready to take the snap. He's going to give it outside. Richards trying to turn the corner. He's going to be brought down. He's going to lose maybe a yard or 2 as it was Jess Barkley and Salofa Funa over there. As right now on the sidelines, the offensive line getting all coached up, saying, hey, you have an opportunity here to try to win this ball game.
They got him lined up left tackle to right tackle, and they're letting him know what needs to happen. But great play by Jess Barclay to stop him for a 3-yard loss, and Wasatch now has to be worried about a safety.
So now it's 2nd and 13 from their own 5. Under 5 minutes to go. Clock running. Wasatch is going to be willing to use the entire play clock. Davis from shotgun with his heels on the goal line. Ready to go. Here's the give. Right up the middle. Davis on the keeper. Out across the 10 to the 15 to the 20. 25, and he's out of bounds to the 30. First down, Wasatch.
I think we have an illegal block in the back there. As we had a little hanky fall on the field.
So this one all could be coming back, and you would think with how much room Garrett Davis had that would probably be coming. It is against Wasatch.
If it's a spot foul, they still might pick up the first down depending on where the hold took place.
And so that will be coming back here. That's a huge.
It looks like it'll come back to maybe about the 23. I think they'll still pick up the first down.
Holding officially indicated against the Wasps.
First
and
down.
it will be a first down. So Wasatch gets the first down, but now they're going to be ready to go from about their own 23-yard line. 4:39 to go. The other thing to remember, Chris, Spanish Fork does have 2 timeouts. They don't have that third one, though, from using it earlier on in the game to prevent who knows what would have come.
Very valid point. There's plenty of time, though. They just need to get a stop here, get the ball back, and see if they can't get that ball in the end zone.
Trowbridge and Richards. Richards gets the carry right up the middle. He's going to go ahead to about the 27-yard line, pick up around 4 on the play. In fact, he's actually going to get around the 29-yard line. He's going to pick up around 5.
And Devin Argyle's cheating up a little bit as he came up and made the tackle. I wonder if Wasatch might notice that, go play action here and try and beat him over the top.
Really, with the way you take a look at the 2 losses that Spanish Fork has in region, it's a 2-point loss to Springville and then another close loss to crosstown rival Maple Mountain. You really take a look at it, eventually they have to get on the positive side of a close one, right?
Right, but Wasatch, they've played tough, especially against Maple Mountain and Springville.
Here's the option. Davis on the keeper. He's going to slide. He's going to have enough for the first down, and Wasp will move it with 3:53 to go in the fourth quarter.
Right, and at some point, Spanish Fork's going to have to use a timeout here if the defense can't get a stop. But I thought that was a pretty generous spot, because when you slide, it's where the ball is. It's not where your legs are, and I think they might have spotted that up a yard or two too much.
Clock begins to run here under 3:50. Spanish Fork defense looking to get a stop to give their offense one last shot to try to tie this ball game on senior night. Garrett Davis here from the pistol. He gets the play off with just about 1 second. Here's the outside. Here's Trowbridge. He's going to have about 9 there on the carry. Sorry, that's Hayden Richards. Sorry.
Yeah, Hayden Richards, Trowbridge, it doesn't matter. They've been able to run all over the Dons. The Dons just need to dig down deep and see if they can't get a couple of big running stops here, because the clock keeps churning. Almost under 3 minutes.
And the hard part is the clock continues to run. The play clock doesn't start, though, until the official marks it ready to go. So you can actually run a little more time off than just the 25-second play clock. It's kind of one difference between high school and college.
College has the 40-second clock, so it's a little more consistent. High school, it's more up to the refs how fast they are.
They give right up the middle, another first down. As still on his feet, breaking outside is Richards, and he's into Don territory with 2:37 to go in the fourth quarter. And now it really becomes go time. If you're Spanish Fork, you have to get a stop here.
And they're going to make a couple subs here on defense, but I've been very impressed with the legs of both Richards and Trowbridge, as now they've gone a lot to Richards on this drive, but they've churned up big yards. They've got to be close to 200 yards rushing, if not over tonight.
Typically they run for about just around 200 a game, throw for about another 115. Coming into tonight does Wasatch. Clock running. Spanish Fork with still 2 timeouts, but they're going to have to get a stop here. Davis from the shotgun, letting the play clock tick down, and a flag. And
it could go either way. Both guys kind of jumped at the same time.
We'll see who it's against. I believe it's could go here. They're going to have the officials are going to talk about it. We'll get the official call here as to who it's going to be. A long discussion here taking place around the 50-yard line.
Wonder what's going on down there at the Zebra Convention. You know, there's probably one ref probably saw it as Wasatch jumping, another probably saw it as Maple Mountain, and that's Spanish Fork. Wow, flashback to last year. But anyways, there's probably a little disagreement, and they're trying to decide who really jumped first, and it looks like it'll go against Wasatch.
I think that's huge, because that stops the clock, if I remember correctly, too. The clock will stop on an offensive penalty.
It does.
So you basically just kind of gave Spanish Fork an additional timeout.
Oh, they're going to start it because I think there's more than 2 minutes.
Oh, that's right, because under 2 minutes, then it does. Okay.
So they can waste 25 seconds here.
So Spanish Fork will have to start using those timeouts, but they have Wasatch in a 1st and 15.
Right, I'd start using them right after this play.
To give right up the middle, and here's the carry for
Trowbridge.
Once again, Trowbridge. He gets about 5, and then timeout immediately called here by Spanish Fork with 1:46 to go in the fourth quarter.
After Spanish Fork, you just got to have everybody relax for a few seconds and go ahead and you got to go all out on these plays. You got to sell out on the run. I mean, if they pass it, then hopefully you're back in their backfield, but I would just blitz everybody.
We do want to thank our sponsors for help making this broadcast possible. We want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys Instant Replay. So many of the replays you joined tonight brought to you by the Car Guys. Lance Wilson, State Farm, the Lance Wilson assist of the game. There was a couple earlier on in this ball game, and maybe we'll have another one here in the next couple of minutes. MVP Sports, the MVP of the game coming up at the conclusion of this broadcast. 2 Jack's Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And, of course, our friends here at Spanish Fork 17, our entire crew who's here helping make this broadcast possible. And, boy, I mean, Chris, we've been fortunate once again this year to have another great crew.
Yeah, it's been awesome to work with these guys this year. They're making sure to take care of us. We're well hydrated tonight. But getting back to the game here, Southam they probably just need 10 yards in their field goal range, even if the Dons do stop them here.
2nd down and 9 coming up. Garrett Davis from shotgun. He's got the 2 backs once again. Richards the deep back, and I think Spanish Fork jumped off sides.
They did indeed. That was Landon Jensen that time, who just got to the line, wanted to get the line, and then just took just a crab step too much.
And now instead of 2nd and 9, that's going to make it 2nd and 4. 28-20. Spanish Fork trying to get a stop, get the ball back. They'd have to score, get the 2-point conversion to send this one to overtime.
Right, and Wasatch just needs to pick up this first down, and the game's pretty much over.
2nd down and 4 coming up. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Richards on the carry again, and he's going to be met and brought down. He's going to lose. Well, it looks like they gave him progress back to the line of scrimmage. That brings up a big 3rd and 4.
Yeah, but great job by Salofa Funa. Landon Jensen getting in there, making sure that they got that stop, and they used that last timeout to stop the clock.
So now a huge 4th down. This is probably ball game right here if you're Spanish Fork.
Right.
You get a big stop, you're going to have an opportunity to have the ball. But really, you take a look at it, I'm not sure if you're Wasatch, if you're maybe not potentially in 2-down territory.
You might be in 2-down territory. You might be in field goal range. I don't know.
You're just hoping, aren't you?
I'm hoping.
You're just sitting there just...
Also, you know what I might do on this play? You've been running the ball ad nauseum. They're probably sick of the run, right? Maybe you want to try a little play-action pass here and catch the Dons off guard, because they've been sending everybody. They've had to sell out to stop this run. So it could be 2-down territory, and maybe one of those plays could be a pass on 3rd down.
We'll see here what Wasatch decides to go with. 141. We'll see if somebody for Spanish Fork can make a play. Dons trying everything they can to get the ball back here. 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 40-yard line. Wasatch needs the 37 to move the chains. Here's the give. Trowbridge is going to have the first down to around the 33-yard line, and Wasatch now should be able to run out the clock.
Yeah, and Wasatch Wasps now can get in the old victory formation, start celebrating, and they pretty much have the 2nd spot into the playoffs locked down. Springville will win region, and Spanish Fork has put themselves in a precarious situation as Maple Mountain will have a lock on that 3rd spot, and they'll be tied with Salem Hills heading into next week.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. Spanish Fork does have the tiebreaker with Salem Hills. Maple Mountain and Salem Hills play next week at Maple Mountain, and now.
And if you're Spanish Fork, you might become a huge Maple Mountain fan just to get in that final playoff spot.
And definitely going to be a very.
Or, well, I guess if Salem wins, it could be that 3-way tie situation.
Could be a very fun 3-way tie coming up here. The Maple Mountain game will not be here on our station. It will be over on KJazz as well. That's setting up to be a really key game for Region 8, especially, too. I'm trying to remember if that one's scheduled for Thursday or Friday. I want to say that one's Thursday as well. So both games are going to be on Thursday, which means there's probably going to be quite a bit of scoreboard watching going on as Garrett Davis takes the knee, and now the clock will run.
And so hopefully Spanish Fork doesn't overlook pace and They might have overlooked Wasatch a little bit last week, and that almost came back to bite them. They've definitely got to take care of business and then see what plays out between Maple Mountain and Salem Hills. But only two of those three teams can make the playoffs, so it's going to be a huge game next week on KJAS.
And for Maple Mountain, it'll be interesting to see if Jaron Hall's back healthy by next week to go against Salem Hills. If he's not, that could maybe swing the game a little bit more in Salem Hills' favor.
Rumor has it it's an ankle, so that could mean you never know with some of those ankle injuries. Sometimes they heal up fast, sometimes they linger on, or they get re-aggravated in a hurry just by taking a wrong step or getting hit just wrong.
So now the clock will continue to run down. The teams will get ready to shake hands, and the Wasatch Wasps will come out victorious 28-20. Once again, a one-score loss for the Spanish Fork Dons here in their regular season. We're going to let the clock tick down to 0, then we'll take a break, and we'll come back here, and we will wrap it up here. Our final score, Wasatch 28, Spanish Fork 20. You're watching high school football here on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Back here at Spanish Fork High School, where the seniors are getting ready to be honored here at Spanish Fork High School. Ryan Pickens and Chris Hurst here with you. And Chris, when you really take a look at it, for those seniors who now get honored, I'm sure it's great to do it after the ball game, but you got to have some heavy hearts right now if you're Spanish Fork.
Yeah, it's always tough to lose your last home game, but there's still hope. They still can make a run into the playoffs. They might run into a tough East or Highland team in that first round if they can make it, but they just got to now be focused on one game at a time, and that next game's Payson.
Those two teams playing tonight, East and Highland. The winner of that would have the be the favorite at this point in Region 5. The Region 5 and Region 8 matched up for state playoffs this year, so potentially the winner of that could be the first round opponent for either Maple Mountain or Spanish Fork or Salem, whoever. Well, let's go down to our good friend Sam Higginson down on the sideline. Sam, take it away.
Hey, I'm standing here on Dons Field, and for those of you that just followed the game, a bittersweet loss for the Dons tonight. Not sweet at all. I guess it's all bitter. The Dons losing 28-20 to a very good Wasatch team, and they fall to 2-3 in the standings right now. Hopefully, some of the other teams around the valley and in this Region 8 also had some struggles. There was a lot of teams that were 2-2 coming into tonight. So next week at Payson, Thursday night, huge implications for all teams, especially the Spanish Fork Dons. It's a must-win situation for the Dons, and they are going to need to find a way to get a win and go 3-3 to at least hope for a play-in game and an opportunity the following Tuesday, which we will cover right here on SF17. If in fact there is a play-in game, the Dons more than likely will be in a play-in situation to get in. Tonight was a game in the first quarter of turnovers. The Dons struggled tonight with turnovers in that first half. The second half, they played a much better football game. We're down 21-7, came back, only gave up a touchdown and scored 2, but it just wasn't enough for tonight. Spanish Fork played a really tough game. In that second half, there was a lot of really good moments. It was tough, I think, to have Nate Kiesel coming back off an injury trying to find that rhythm offensively. You notice the Dons went to a power set throughout the course of that second half and tried to run the football in that power set where they didn't have any wideouts. They were just really stacked up in the backfield and doing their best to run the football and establish that run and trying to get some of those play action passes in there. But again, the Dons lose tonight in a heartbreaking loss here on senior night. And for those of you that are following behind us, there are some senior night is going on right now, and you can take a look at some of that. We'll wrap it up here for the post-game show, and I'll send it back to the booth, or you can continue to watch the senior night celebration.
Thank you so much, Sam, and you definitely hit it right. Definitely an unfortunate night here tonight for Spanish Fork as they go down here at home on senior night. You see all the seniors right now on the field getting honored for their four-year accomplishments here at Spanish Fork High School. And Chris, I mean, taking a look back, I think Sam really summed up the game really well. Wasatch got those early points, and that just kind of set the tone.
Yeah, Wasatch seemed like the more physical team tonight, had a little better game plan, but at the same point, Spanish Fork's not out of it. I believe Salem Hills lost tonight. That drops them to 2-3. Maple Mountain won, which takes them to 3-2. Spanish drops to 2-3 for that fourth playoff spot. So I'm thinking the worst case scenario for the Dons is play-in game.
Yeah.
So if Maple Mountain takes care of business next week, Spanish Fork takes care of business, then they'll go ahead and get that fourth spot. Or, the key is Spanish Fork's got to win, or it's all over if they don't.
Yeah.
If Salem beats Maple Mountain, then I think we're going to have ourselves a three-way tie for that fourth spot, and we'll go ahead and the third and fourth spot and maybe have a play-in game.
Which could get kind of interesting for sure, as those Don seniors will, I'm sure, be looking forward to next Thursday night when they head to Payson to take on the Lions in that must-win game.
Right.
But some great performances tonight on senior night, and when you really take a look at the MVP Sports MVP of the game, you know, when you check out just the way that some of those guys played, you know, it's just a situation where Landon Jensen just stepped up and made some great plays defensively, setting the tone early, and then he gets the early touchdown for the Dons.
Right. We're going to give the MVP Sports MVP player to Landon Jensen. He had a 6-yard touchdown. He ran the ball well all night. He's a junior, and he really set the tone on defenses. He had to have been the leading tackler. He was all over the field tonight making big plays, big tackles, and so that's the reason we give Landon Jensen the MVP Sports MVP player of the game, and unfortunately a losing effort tonight.
Well, we want to remind everybody here at Spanish Fork 17 are listening throughout our YouTube setting. We want to thank our sponsors one final time. We want to thank the Car Guys for all the Car Guys instant replays. Lance Wilson State Farm for the Lance Wilson State Farm assists of the game. MVP Sports for the MVP of the game that went to Landon Jensen. 2 Jack's Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And, of course, Spanish Fork 17 for making this broadcast possible. Thanks to all of our sponsors here, as tonight we had a losing effort for the Dons. They go down 28-20. The good news is another short week as they get ready for the Payson Lions next Thursday night. That one is 7 o'clock kickoff down at Payson. For my partner Chris Hurst and our entire Spanish Fork 17 crew, I'm Ryan Pickens signing off, where tonight Wasatch gets the best of Spanish Fork.
I'm running for Spanish Fork City Council.